Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers podcast, episode 211. Hi, hello, hi. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the show. Um, what do we got? No, last Monday of January. Does that mean anything? I don't know.
Don't think
It
so.
means it's almost February, which means we are
Indeed.
1 month closer to the Switch 2.
It's finally going to stop going below freezing after tonight for at
Dude,
least a little bit.
that's
That'll be
peak.
nice.
It feels so hot now that it's stopped being cold. I'm like, can it go
No, it
back
feels
to
great.
cold
What
a
are you
little bit?
talking about?
No, dude, I
I don't
cannot.
want it. Dude, I don't
sleep.
want it to be. I don't want it to be freezing. Sitting right around here where it is now, it's like 60 or so. That's like perfect, bro.
Cameron's saying
No,
he
I
doesn't
could-
want to be
I
hot
could-
while living in literally like one of the most
Florida.
temperate areas of this country is crazy.
I would say you did choose to move to Florida, so
There were jobs down here, dude. And I have one
literally
of them.
did not fucking ask.
There was a Disney down there.
There was
That's
also a
insane.
Yeah,
Disney.
I think it was less about the jobs and more about the Disney.
I mean, it's both.
Disney is
We'll
also
call 'em a-
run
we'll
by
call 'em-
lizard people, and lizards need temperate climates.
That's true.
That's why
That's
the
why they're
current
on
CEO
both
spends his
coasts.
time on a yacht.
Yeah, that's why everybody lives in on a coast, or
Mhm.
Florida and California. Um, yeah. Let's see what else. Auburn beat Tennessee barely. Ooh, that was a game.
That was close.
That was a
bro.
crazy game. That was a good game. Chiefs and
I've
Eagles
not
are going to the
watched it,
Super Bowl.
but I did watch the live tumor cam after it happened, and boy, that was entertaining.
Yeah, it was crazy. I saw a video of one girl that got injured in a stampede outside Neville
Oh my
Arena.
god.
Dang,
Um,
dude.
Yeah, she like fell and hit
People
her
were just-
chin. It
They were
wasn't
just
horrible,
celebrating
but
that hard.
no, everyone's an animal, and I think the cheapest ticket to get in was like 450 or 500
Dude,
bucks, and that's like
I
standing
see-
room.
I
Like,
see,
get you in the
courtside
door.
Courtside was going well over 1K, bro. Like,
Oh, yeah,
well
for sure.
over.
Again,
Like, it was crazy.
There used to be a point where Auburn was so bad at basketball that we got the tickets for free for being students.
Yeah, you could just go. They'd beg you to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Please
come
please
support our
give
team.
them
Yeah,
money.
that used to be the same with gymnastics too, and now you have to pay for gymnastics.
Again, we're gonna reach a point where Auburn football is just so bad that they start begging people to go.
Yeah,
I would
probably.
agree with you if it weren't for the fact that we're in the SEC for football.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they know for a fact they'll attract fans regardless.
I was gonna say our fans are delusional. So
Football has, yeah, and football has a power that
included,
other
let's be
sports don't
real.
seem to really have for that. Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't think we were gonna win. I can't believe. I don't know.
So wait, was
Just happy
Broom-
to still be here.
was Broom back?
Yes,
Okay,
he
I was
played.
listening
He
to-
played way more than anybody expected out of him, including the
Yeah.
coach.
That's what I was
uh,
wondering.
I think he played over 20 minutes, which was crazy. They were gonna
Holy crap!
originally the morning of they were like he may play, he may not, and then Bruce went on game day and was like, he seems ready to go, I don't know, but he might play, but if he does, he's going to be on a minutes restriction for obvious reasons, but not even. He's
Well,
just
yeah.
he's good to go.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's so lucky.
Because I was chilling in a restaurant. They just playing it over the radio. And I just kept hearing Broom. I was like, no way! I thought he was out, but
I mean, he has been. We survived without
yeah.
him. We wouldn't have today or Saturday.
No, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the news here. Phil Spencer on exclusives, starting off strong here. Quote, to keep games off of other platforms is not a path for us. It doesn't work for us. Yeah.
because our
Womp womp,
own
buddy.
system doesn't
Dude,
make
you know how
money.
bad your console has to be for exclusives to be a negative?
Literally.
Uh, Xbox sure does.
Every time a console's ever done bad, it's usually either because it's either an Xbox bad where nobody just nobody wants it. It's a piece of garbage. There's no attraction point and like it's just kind of silly. And then there's bad consoles that are like everybody there's like a cult around it. That's like, oh, the
Wii U.
exclusives are good. Yeah. Yeah, Wii U, Dreamcast, Saturn.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Uh,
yeah, all of their exclusives are good. That's why they got ported off.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why
Also,
we
it's
don't
really-
play them on the garbage system that they came on anymore.
All right, buddy.
I will not apologize for my comments against the Wii U.
Crime against nature.
I actually have something I want to talk about with that, but that's a
I had
collector's corner
something I
thing.
wanted to talk about for this.
Okay.
So Starfield was supposed to be
Yeah, man.
exclusive
Remember?
to the PS5, not exclusive, but there was an exclusivity deal in works before Microsoft bought Bethesda. And then Microsoft was like, no, just get rid of the PlayStation version and then make it exclusive to us. So this is all just bullshit from Spencer. He's just being told, you spent $70 billion, we want that back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
That's what
bro's
it
just-
actually is.
Bro's just jealous of Astrobot.
Froze
I
just
mean,
jealous
that's
of
pretty
Astrobot.
true.
Me too.
He was so upset at the Game Awards.
He's just
No,
like
he-
me for real.
Yeah, like
Dude.
Xbox wants to do good, or no, like they're at the point now where they want to buy companies just to prevent exclusives from happening. They're like, well, if no one's going to buy the games for our platform, if we just publish the games, then they have to pay us some percentage. Like, it doesn't matter what platform they buy on,
Yep.
because we own the game.
It's still we've discussed this before, but
Because
their
they are
hope is
poor.
still that it's going to be streaming wars here in a few years, and then they won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But they are wrong.
No, they want Game Pass on the other two, and the other two are like, no, you would just take sales from us. Why would we let you put Game Pass on our consoles?
Yeah. Also, from Phil Spencer, quote, "We love working with Nintendo. Expect more Xbox games on more platforms." Yeah, we already
Those are
knew
two
that.
different statements.
Nintendo and
Just 'cause you
Xbox are
love-
cordial.
Yeah, but like,
Mostly
They're
just because
cordial,
Xbox
but-
doesn't pose a meaningful threat.
They're cordial. That doesn't mean that they're friendly.
Oh, yeah.
They're just.
If
indifferent.
Microsoft-
they're respectful.
Microsoft
and
could
they-
PR
get
PR speak
permission
for "we're
to-
cordial" is "we love you." That's what PR speak
Literally.
means.
We've still
We're
got the
cordial with each other.
2020 email from Phil Spencer.
Hey,
though.
for
Yeah.
Xbox, that's what it means. For Nintendo, that was not.
Nintendo doesn't understand their exclusives belong off their platform during the height of Animal Crossing on the Switch. Woo, buddy.
okay, here.
I mean, to be
Yeah,
fair,
it
that
is-
wasn't because of the Switch, I don't think, as much as it was.
Yeah, but
It was
Animal
on the Switch.
Crossing, Animal Crossing is still like it is all except for the Wii, which anomaly. Animal Crossing has always sold really well. It just sold better. Because of COVID. It's just the juxtaposition is really funny. You know, it's like, yeah, Nintendo doesn't know. Do they not?
I
That's
mean,
crazy. Their system's selling better than yours.
speaking as devil's advocate, literally in this case because it's Microsoft, like, yeah, Nintendo wants their hardware and they like being in their own ecosystem. They're the Apple of video games and stuff. But like, man, if Animal Crossing was multi-platform when COVID went down, bro, you'd be talking about
Money,
150 million copies plus,
Raking
bro.
it,
You'd be,
yeah,
oh my
raking
god,
it
the
in.
amount of PC people that would have bought that, the no-lifers that don't have access to that, and like, it would have gotten a lot. It would have been crazier once because the Switch became hard to find, just like everything else did for a while there. So there was a lot of sales that were stunted because of that. So if people could have bought it on other platforms, the sales probably would have been crazy. That's kind of in a vacuum case though, like, you know, pandemic and all, but still interesting. Well, keep going, Phil. We love you, buddy. If nothing else, for your comments. Zach Kreger to tackle, quote, Resident Evil movie reboot, igniting a bidding war. 4 studios, including Warner Brothers, Netflix, and
Don't give it to
others,
Warner Brothers.
are vying for the project, according to sources. Constantian Film, which has held the screen rights to the title since the late 90s and produced the previous movies, will produce the reboot as well, along with PlayStation Productions. Shay Haddon, known for John Wick Chapter 4 and Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, is co-writing. Rumors claim it will be based on Resident Evil 0.
Intriguing.
Will they do what the last one did and try to do 1 and 2 together, even though that was the worst option you could have done?
Let's do that again.
It'll be really, really funny.
I really just hope they pick the worst option.
Be really funny.
It would be kind of funny.
The character most like the game counterpart in that movie is Chris, because the actor played the games.
No. We can't have that. That's not allowed anymore. Because then people expect that the movie's actually going to be good. We can't have that.
Indeed. And 3 new online games, for SNES online games, excuse me, are available now. Hold your horses.
Nice.
Fatal Fury 2, Super Ninja Boy, and Sute Hakun. There's another Japanese Super
And
Famicom
I'm
game.
pogging. I'm about to go crazy. I miss these games so much.
Nintendo doing this is what makes me laugh when someone like Scott the Waz says, like, bro, why don't they put the Satellaview games on SNES Online? Because they're
Those are
never
forgotten.
gonna.
They're we're getting drip fed like the lowest
Super
tier.
Ninja Boy.
We are getting drip fed the lowest tier SNES games and
Yes.
NES games, and
Yeah.
we're not even. I don't even remember the last time we got Game Boy games.
Or in 64. And those games are one at a time.
Mhm. Like we're never getting like the fact that we got Star Fox 2, honestly, still basically a miracle of gaming, because we're never getting anything like that again.
Did you guys see the photo of the developers having like a party dinner when Star
Yeah.
Fox 2 finally released?
That's amazing.
It was so sad. They're like in a small table at this small little restaurant, little dinky place.
I thought that was when was that for the release of the
SNES
Switch
Classic.
version, or the
When it
SNES
originally
Classic?
first launched. Like their launch
So
party.
SNES Classic.
Yes. Nintendo Switch is estimated to have sold in excess of 151 million units after the week of January 4th, closing in on the PlayStation 2 all-time sales record.
Cameron, the most recent Game Boy game was Tetris in December.
Okay, but that I don't want to count that because we knew about that in like September.
We've known that for a while, yeah, before that point.
Also, who cares? It's Tetris. Why was that
It's
not on the
Tetris.
system at launch? That was the launch title of the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Before
It came
that,
with
it
the-
was
it came with
Donkey
it.
Long. It was 3 weeks
Donkey
of Donkey
Long.
Kong Donkey Kong Land.
Oh, great.
And the room goes silent.
And then
Pogging.
Mid.
before that, they dropped 5 Mega Man games together. July.
Honestly, the fact that they didn't drip feed them all at over like 5 weeks or something.
And then the last Game Boy Advance game was F-Zero in October.
You know,
Climax and GP Legend came together.
it's really, really good that we're keeping NSO because we don't have to restart the cycle.
Oh, if they restarted, I would abandon NSO. That would have been
actually,
ridiculous. I would
that
have
would've been
totally
so-
abandoned it.
So bad.
Like there would be no hope at that point.
Yeah, I'd go back to the freaking $20 a year just for online saves and call it a day.
Pretty much.
That's ridiculous. EA lost $6 billion in market value following FC25 and Dragon Age underperformance news. I wonder how EA is doing after today. Have you guys seen the AI news?
Yeah,
The
No.
DeepSeek?
Yeah, the Chinese company that made it an open source AI that is significantly cheaper than all the other current options.
Yeah, the TLDR is that someone in China made an AI that can run on regular processors instead of like all this investing news that's been going on the past year of all these new chips, and the reason Nvidia stock has been like setting records left and right and all that
Yeah,
stuff is because of all the
they
investment
dropped.
into those AI chips, and now everything plummeted because everyone's scared that we figured out a way to do AI on a regular processor. And EA is one of those companies that's like, AI. So
Correct.
I wonder where they stand on this, because yeah, a lot of people lost a lot of money today, including me. I probably lost 100.
Sorry, Grant.
Let's see.
Alex is like, good. And then Grant's like,
Well, it was on. It
I
was.
lost money.
It was on my Nvidia stock. Yeah, I went down 15% today. I lost $112 on my Nvidia. It's not good.
I think a lot of stocks have been going down recently, right?
A lot of them just been generally going down, but these companies were going up like crazy, having record highs.
Yeah, the market hasn't been super great, but today was very bad just because of this AI thing.
I got you. So wait, now would be a good time to go into it though, right? Because it's low.
Yeah, I mean
I
that's
mean,
what, especially for
in
some companies,
theory.
like it's obvious. Like Nvidia, it's basically a sale on the stock right now. You might as well buy. I'm thinking about actually buying a couple more shares of it and keeping it, but it just kind of depends. It's case by case. You know, at least for now, we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I wonder how EA and Ubisoft are doing with that. Quick summation of the Xbox Developer Direct from last week. Ninja Gaiden 4 got an announcement trailer. It is the first new game in the franchise since 2014. Fall 2025 release window, Xbox Game Pass Day 1, as well as Steam and PS5. Also, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black Remastered gets a launch trailer as it shadow drops and is now available on Game Pass, Steam, and PS5. South of Midnight got a new story trailer, releases on April 8th. Game Pass and Steam. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 gets a release date trailer coming on April 24th. Will be on Game Pass, Steam, Epic, and PS5. And Doom the Dark Ages got a new gameplay sizzle trailer and releases May 15th on Xbox, Steam, and PS5. Doom the Dark Ages will not have multiplayer, but will have, quote, the most expansive and most epic campaign ever. We'll see about that.
We'll see about that.
Now, if there's one thing I do trust Bethesda / id with, it's Doom. That's a pretty hard formula to screw up. So,
But they could.
but they, yeah, I believe it when I see it. But if there's one game that id / Bethesda would make a claim about and me to believe at face value would be for Doom. It's like saying Xbox is like the next Forza is going to be the biggest Forza ever. Like I'm sure it will be because it's going to be the same game again with more stuff in it. Like I'm sure it will be. It's the Epic thing is, up to question. I'm sure it'll be bigger though. And yeah, so that was it. Wow. Not a single exclusive.
Crazy.
Like, why would I watch the Xbox Direct for this information?
Because they have to at least
Convenience,
seem
maybe?
like they're still that, I guess, but they have to seem like they're still in the same league as Nintendo and PlayStation.
Yeah. I'm desperate for video game content and have exhausted all my other options. I guess I'll watch the Xbox Direct.
All my other options are not currently creating content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't even a thread done for r/games for it.
Because nobody actually watched it.
Well, no, it's more because r/games is a bunch of PlayStation fanboys, but there was a lot of heat thrown at the mods for not doing one.
Interesting.
I'm surprised they didn't have an auto mod do that.
Right?
You think you'd be very
Hey, if you care, here you go.
the basketball subreddit has an auto mod that sets up a game thread and a post game thread for every game, every Division 1 game at least.
Yeah.
So you tell me you can't make an auto mod that's like, hey, blank direct presentation thread.
No.
Apparently not. Lastly, before Collector's Corner, Apex Legends lost 70% of its Steam players last year.
That is crazy.
I would
I mean,
love to. I wish I could have access to that data wholesale. I would love to see the player
No,
count,
actually.
and all the. I want to see the bad news. I want to be in those board meetings. I want to see what they've got. I know they'd never share it, but it would be really cool to see them suffer as closely and as detailedly as possible.
No, absolutely. Don't worry, guys. They're going to come out with another system for the Battle Pass. Now you have to buy it 3 times.
Yeah.
You have to buy it every week.
Oh, but if you miss a week, you get none of the items. If you already had items, they are taken away.
Yeah, if you miss a week, you actually get reset, and you have to play through the battle pass again.
True.
We got to make this as EA as possible, right? So yeah.
Okay, on to Collector's Corner. This is the weekly segment where we talk about the games we've been playing, the games we've been buying, good decisions, bad decisions, life stuff, all that. We spin a wheel to determine who goes first. Let's see who we got. Spinning the wheel.
Cameron, right? And then it's.
Oh, it's so close.
Grant,
It's so close.
and then it's Grant.
Oh, dude, it is Cameron.
Oh no!
Literally like a
Again?
pixel.
Cameron.
Let me
And then
let me
it's
show
Grant,
you. Let me show you.
and then it's Cooper, and then it's me, and then it's Kyle.
So true.
Because that's
Oh
how
my God, it
you're.
was so close to being Alex.
Oh,
Oh no!
literally
I almost
inches.
completely threw it off.
Not even an inch. Bro.
I've got Alex's order written down to see if we can stick to it.
Dude, having
That's
the
what it's
flu,
been the last 2 weeks.
having the
Yeah,
flu
that's
is
what it's
even the
been
worst
the
part
last
about
2 weeks.
today. Having the flu is even the worst part about today is the fact that Cameron got first.
Again.
Very
Man, law of
Dude, you got a
averages.
freaking flu, bro. What the hell happened?
Yeah, the law of averages is
Literally
very
what it
unforgiving. Math does not feel emotion.
Because my
It's going crazy recently with the Cameron bias, though.
Like
my-
when did
Absolutely.
you get the
I've
flu?
it was really recent because like yesterday my throat started getting sore, so I was like, okay, let's go to Olive Garden and get some soup. Really good choice, really good soup. And then last night around 2, 3 in the morning, my body started aching, so I was like, okay, that's not good. I'll just do my homework tomorrow.
I'm cooked.
I
I
woke
love
up
that
this morning-
realization.
Yeah, literally, I woke up this morning. I was like, everything hurts, and I was
So
like
wild.
burning hot. I was like, that's not good.
Birdie and sick.
You know what's crazy?
What's
I-
crazy?
I haven't gotten the flu since I was like 6 or 7, bro.
That's
Must be
crazy. That is
nice.
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm,
Boy.
I'm like the luckiest bitch in Auburn, bro.
Well, now that he
congrats.
said it,
Now
Cooper,
that you
go
said
hang
it,
out
you're
with
gonna
him.
get
Hey
it.
Kyle, can I come to your house real quick?
No, literally, I spent the entire day with one of my friends who had the flu, and he told me the day after, he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I have the flu." I was like, "Oh, I just spent the entire day with you. Are you sure you're good?" And he was like, "No, I'm definitely got the flu," and I never got it. I still,
Crazy.
I thought I had, and
I mean, from working at places like Buc-ee's and Whataburger, your immune
That's
system's
fair.
probably pretty good just from exposure.
That's fair.
You're-
that's definitely fair.
uh,
Okay.
Yeah,
anyway,
no, I mean,
yeah,
it's
Cameron, what
crazy,
you
you know?
got?
So I played and beat Resident Evil 3. Started it what was that, Saturday night, Alex?
I think so.
Friday night, Saturday, somewhere in there. I don't know. Wait, now if I Saturday night. Started it Saturday night, beat it Sunday.
Try hard.
No, it's just a short game.
It is a short game.
They expect you to beat it in 2 hours to be able to get the platinum.
Well, that's more speedrun it.
Yeah, but
Oh,
still.
6 hours. Oh.
And he
Rude.
had a rocket launcher, so
I did have the rocket launcher. I would have sucked so hard at it. So did that. We played the game of the week. Alex and I played Super Mario Bros. Wonder a little bit. I actually also was playing it a little bit before the show because I was doing one of the music levels. Playing some Tears of the Kingdom. I'm supposed to be finding the 5th sage. I am instead going around and finding shrines that I did not get when I was initially playing it.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
there's 5 sages.
yeah, they're
Yeah, I
like
forgot
they're like
about
go find him, and I'm
the
like,
5th sage.
you want to point where he is? No, okay, I'm just gonna wander around until somebody tells me what I'm doing. We played. Wait, was that this week that we played Witch It?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we
Yeah.
played Witch It.
What is that, by the way? Because like I saw y'all were playing it the other day.
it's
and I
prop
never even
hunt.
heard of it.
Prop
I
hunt.
It's
don't have
basically
it.
prop hunt.
It's prop hunt. You should buy it while it's $5.
You should
It's
buy
not
it,
worth
it's $5.
20, but you should buy it while it's 5. Um, we played some golf with friends. So I did not have to do car repairs this week.
That's
It
huge.
was so nice. I mean, I did have to, wait. Is that this week? Time is illusion. I don't remember when. Did I already mention Chelsea's car going to the shop and us getting it
Yes.
fixed?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, the
what
vacuum
Tuesday
leak
that
or
was.
whatever. Intake
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's. Oh, that was this week. Yeah, so that's fixed. Did not. No more car repairs currently. I mean, it's not. There are some that I need to, but they're not yelling at me yet. So I don't have to do the any this week. I'm gonna deal with those later. Let's see. Um, shit. I don't know. I haven't. It's like didn't really get anything done this week. Honestly,
I feel that, homie.
like I don't know. Yeah, I
Sounds
don't
like
know.
that's probably it.
Surviving.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, spin the wheel. Let's see who's next. It's supposed to be me, apparently. And we broke it. Kyle, you're up.
It's broken.
Well,
Except Cameron still got it.
I mean, it's definitely broken. Kyle going second. That's still pretty high for
Yeah.
him.
that's still pretty broken.
Literally.
My computer is dying.
That's fun. Jules' computer is kind of dying a little bit too.
Alex's is also it tis the season, I guess.
Oh, Alex's
I
laptop has
can-
been dying. It's been dead,
Yeah,
really. It's
hold
been in
on.
hospice for.
Alex's
I was gonna
laptop
say, it's
is,
on life
is only
support.
one is only one step above break, bro. Come on.
My laptop will outlive Kyle's computer, apparently. So,
Outlive is a stretch.
But yeah, my computer has died to the point where I can no longer run Elden Ring without it absolutely shitting the bed.
Oh no,
So-
your Elden Ring machine.
And I'm pretty sure that it's one of those things that's like I want to say it's a software issue. If it is a hardware issue, then I'm thinking it's likely RAM, and I probably just need to get a new RAM stick. But I think it's a software issue because I was running like a whole bunch of diagnostics on the hardware, and it said everything was operational, and then I know that all of my drivers are up to date, and I've been trying to figure out what the hell could be causing the issue because it was very sudden. It wasn't like a gradual.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very gradual thing at all. It was kind of sudden, and I have zero clue what caused it or what could have caused it. So
That's what happened the last time Grant had to get a RAM chip replaced. This
Yep.
just died.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
So
like
I
the
have
night of a
to-
show?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, we had to delay the show tonight.
So yeah, I have to figure that out, and that's obviously
That's the
gonna
fun
take.
part with digital electronics. They either work or they don't.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I have to
Uh,
go figure that out, and it's gonna be stressful as hell because obviously can't really do anything right now until it gets fixed. But I've had the same computer for 6 years now, and I haven't had to replace any of the components. The only one that I did replace actually was the graphics card, but it wasn't because the graphics card went bad. It was because I wanted an upgrade. So it could be where I need to put new thermal paste on the CPU. It could be one of my RAM sticks died, whatever. But probably whenever, if it is a RAM stick, I'm probably gonna still put thermal paste on this new thermal paste on the CPU. Anyway,
for the sake of time, I'm not going to ask you more questions here, but I am intrigued and would
you're
like to
good.
discuss this after the show further to see if I can help.
Yes.
That sucks. You're going through that.
Yeah, so I gotta figure that out. But I played a little bit of Marvel Rivals.
A little bit.
Oh, I played that too.
Yeah, actually,
That's what I was forgetting.
and by a little bit, I mean
Enough
I've
to
only
literally be
played it
playing Marvel
exclusively.
Rivals every time that we played a game together this week.
Literally.
Every
I
time.
know, I know, and it literally every single time I was on, it was with other people too, and I was like, damn, I really kind of want to go figure out what the hell they're doing too.
Every
It's a
time.
tough spot. I was
Yeah,
before I got my Huntsville friends in this Discord so we could all play as one big group. I had a lot of issue with like playing games with you guys and then going and trying to play games with them up here. Trying to split up. I was like, this is BS, dude. I can't handle this kind of pressure.
It was
Like,
quick
like,
for
I
you to
have
be like, all right, you're all moving into my Discord.
Yeah, I was
So
like,
that
if
I-
you guys want to play games with me, we're gonna play together because this. I hate
have
telling people
y'all's
no
group,
for stuff like that. So
I have y'all's group, and then I
Yeah.
have the group with um Cooper Bear are also in this group too, but it's like with Max and Kellen, and they're all in one group. And then
Oh
I have a
yeah.
group of people that I met from work, and they're all in one group. And then I have people that I know from high school, and they're all from one group. And I swear, for the past week, it's either been one or more of those parties have all been getting together to play either Marvel Rivals or Witch It or some other game. And I'm like, I don't think I've spent time with you lately. I don't think, trying to figure out who the
yeah,
hell I have to
yeah,
go
I get it. I've been
with.
there.
But yeah, I've played some Marvel Rivals, and I've currently racked up my playtime since I've had it, I think, 2.5 weeks or so, up to 51 hours. So I've definitely been playing quite a bit of
Holy
that.
A full work
Bro,
week.
Kyle has
literally.
put
Man's
more
been working
time
a part-time job.
recently into the game, but I still have more time overall in the game. I
Yeah,
have 75 hours in the game.
Mental
yeah, but
illness.
you got it. You got it in. You got it in season 0 too. I've had it since
Yeah,
like only in season 1.
yeah, Kyle.
I've definitely.
I play it. I'm like, oh, I want to run a couple rounds. I'll go play it. And Kyle's like, work time. I'm gonna burn myself out of this game before season 2 comes out.
No,
Crack knuckles.
dude. I really want to get the Magneto skin, but I'm so freaking close and so far at the same time. It's really annoying. But yeah, I played that.
Wait, let me check.
I
the
tried to
Battle
play
Pass?
Civ, and
You went. This isn't Marvel Rivals.
no,
It's Marvel Rivals.
I love Civ, so that's
No, he
definitely
can't
not what
play
happened.
Civ right now. It's not working.
I can play Civ. I just have to put it on like the lowest settings possible.
The
Oh.
Alex way.
So it's like painful to play. And what sucks even more is that Civ 7 is coming out on the 11th, February 11th,
Yeah.
and I won't be able to play it
Do you
with
run Marvel
my
Rivals at full spec?
PC. No, but Marvel Rivals has also been crashing on me. Like
Okay.
I'll be able to get through. I'll be able to get through like 2 or 3 games and it'll crash.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
remember that it crashed on that one night, right?
Yeah, it crashed on me that one night that I was playing with you and Alex.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
Man, do you just not focus the quest? I thought you would have had Oh well, you
No,
didn't have
well, because I don't
Penny
have
when
the
I had Penny,
20%
so never
boost or
mind.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes crazy.
So I can't play. I can play Civ. It's just I have to play it on super low settings. I probably won't be able to play Civ 7 when that
7.
comes out, even though
He'll be
like
devastated.
I already know that for my birthday I'm getting Civ 7 Founders Edition, which is $130 worth of Civ 7 content that I will not be able to play. And I also have already like pre-ordered. Well, I haven't pre-ordered, but I've set money aside to pre-order Elden Ring Night Rain whenever that becomes available for purchase. And since my PC can't even run Elden Ring right now, I'm assuming I probably won't be able to run that either.
Dang, dude.
So, big sadness. I did not play Game of the Week because I've played it before, and
You were drunk.
all of y'all were, yeah, I was drunk, and then all of y'all were getting off whenever I woke up from my nap. So,
Hey, I said I would play,
I
and then
didn't
I
say
went and
I'd play.
showered.
okay, you said I'd play, and then Cooper said hell no, and Alex said I already uninstalled.
That's so true. Alex did a. I actually had already uninstalled too, but
It
it's
would have
like
literally been a 1v1. It would have been horrible. Like I was not about to do that.
Yeah, and then someone's like, "Hey, you want to play Marvel Rivals?" And Kyle left. Like,
Yeah, well, because y'all were getting off. What was I gonna do? Anyway,
fair. No, we're just
yeah,
hating.
I don't think I have anything else.
All right.
I will
I've done a lot of school and a lot of work this week, as well as being just trapped inside the house from snow.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
But
Spin the wheel. Who we got? Cooper, you're up.
Let's go. I'm still third. That's crazy. Let's see. What have I been playing? I've been
we'll
playing
see if
quite
me
a.
and Grant switch places.
Dude, that'd be so funny.
I'm waiting to say yet. Alex still has to go fourth before we can confirm
Yeah.
Oh,
that we
yeah.
switched.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's see. I 100% in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
I remember
saw
you saying
that.
something about
Congrats.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's pretty peak. I 100% in Node Buster. That's really fun.
Hell
If you-
yeah! You
if you-
finally beat it.
Yeah. If you ever need like
Ye-
a mindless game, a lot of fun. It's peak actually.
It's a lot of fun.
Um,
Yeah.
I've been playing Crazy Taxi, bro. It's quite literally just how I drive the game. It's so much fun.
Grant's eyes went wide, dude.
I mean, he's not wrong though. As someone who's been on the road with him and almost gotten killed by his recklessness, yeah.
What is bro talking about?
Bro,
Cooper,
you literally cut me off on the damn interstate when you were trying to fucking pass me going like 100 and something miles an hour.
Cooper, you drive way too recklessly, dude. You gotta be more careful.
YOLO.
No, YOLO.
All I
You
know
only
is
live
I
once
definitely can't ride
because
with
of how you
Cooper ever
drive.
because I would throw up
Oh, absolutely.
with
Yeah,
car
no,
sickness.
It's bad, bro. It's real bad.
Dude,
Homie goes sicko mode.
when I don't remember if it was while we were home in October or November, but we went out with Cooper, right? And he's driving because I didn't want to drive my car. So he's driving. He went the wrong way for something. I don't remember what, but he turned around across from Sam's, right? And he didn't even pull to a full stop before he switched into reverse.
Oh, bro.
Oh
I don't know, man.
no, your poor transmission, dude.
I know. In my defense, I was getting yelled at, so I was stressed out.
Yeah,
Because I was like, "You're going
I'm
the wrong way." I was
stressed
like,
out.
"Yeah."
That poor fucking Camry, like
I got
being built to be driven by some
Not Camry, bro.
Avalon.
Avalon.
I
Even
got a
even
friend.
worse, even worse. Avalons were purpose built for old people. Camry is at least multi-purpose, but Avalon was like, yeah, you're old, get in.
And Cooper drives it like
Cars
a bat
designed to
out
be
of hell.
driven slow and get you a nice 45, 50 miles a gallon. Instead, Cooper's like, nah, I'm just going to freaking ring it out. Yeah, what's your MPG, Cooper? You must get horrible gas mileage.
Oh, it's probably awful.
win, bro.
Wait, it's what?
It's probably awful. How do I check MPG?
There's
It-
probably
it
a
should
thing on
just
your
say-
On your
dash.
yeah, I was saying it's on your dashboard.
Okay,
Most cars have it on their dashboard anyway.
I'll have to check. I'll look at it.
Yeah, it's new enough to have that.
It should be. Yeah, it's
Mine
an
doesn't,
08.
but dude, the sad thing is Cooper still probably gets better than gas mileage than my Trailblazer.
That's because I know how to drive.
I mean, yeah,
No, that's because your car's not as old.
I think the only way Cooper could get worse gas mileage than you would literally be putting the Avalon on a track. If you tried to track race an Avalon, you'd get worse gas mileage than your car. But
Yeah.
short of that, even ringing it out, it's just efficiencies and
It is what it is.
whatnot. Anything else, Cooper?
Let's see. I've been playing a good bit of Balatro. Balatro is a lot of fun.
Still addicted, I see.
Oh yeah.
You beat that game.
Indubitably.
Hmm?
Wait, what?
You beat Last of Us DLC.
Oh yeah, I did the Last of Us. What was it? Last of Us Left Behind DLC.
What do you think?
It was pretty good. It explained a lot about Ellie and such, so it made a lot more sense.
Mm. Well, that's good.
I liked it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I finished Fortnite. I finished all that. I don't think I think I'm done with Fortnite.
Probably for the
Really?
best.
Actually, yeah.
That's
We'll see if
surprising.
Now that
we'll see
he's-
if that holds, but for the
Now
see
that
if
he's
best.
it
got
holds, but-
Miku,
I got Miku, I got Baymax, I got Godzilla.
You also
So he's done
don't
with
have
Fortnite until the
anything
next
to
character
play.
comes out that he likes.
But what about
much,
King of
yeah.
the Hill, Cooper?
But like no one plays anymore, bro.
Oh, that's right. We had this.
It's
that,
kind of like
yeah, that was his
it's kind of like
logic. Was that
how Apex fell off for me. I think I was like one of the last of our group to play Apex.
Yeah, you came in
I
really
know,
late.
You tend to give games like the longest length of time for people to come back, even after everyone else has already given up.
But I've been playing real games, and real games are a lot more fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no.
I can't believe you said that. Well, all right.
But yeah. Oh, I played some Witcher as well,
Oh yeah, you did get on the Witcher.
and Rivals. I think that's it. Other than that, pretty chill. Didn't have any class. I had schoolwork, but I didn't have any classes because classes got canceled with the weather.
Yeah,
Kind of
they
peak.
very much so did.
So yeah, other than that, pretty chill.
All right, let's find out who's last. Oh man, I'm last. Alex, go ahead.
We
Uh,
did just switch places.
yeah,
Me
you
and Chris
both
just
just
switched
went.
places.
that's hilarious. Dude.
Okay, so I've just been all over the place. It hasn't been like a consistent. We played golf. I tried to play Witcher, and it crashed. We played. Play anything else on PC? I played Rivals. I bought Balatro. I played a few quests or a few sub stories and The Man Who Erased His Name. I played Yakuza Kiwami. I played some Lego Marvel Avengers, Skywalker Saga, Guild. I played Super Mario Wonder with Cameron. I watched him play RE3, but I didn't have as much fun. I wasn't really ever scared
Yeah,
because he had a rocket launcher, and I prefer when he's scared.
that's always better.
So my playlist is more like a few hours and things, but just kind of more all over the place and things.
Understood.
I think that might be it. I don't know.
All right. Well, I will start off with. I bought something again. It's a whole like 20
Nice.
bucks, but I did buy
ooh,
something.
Oh yeah, bro.
It
yeah,
is
You like buying stuff.
This is a N64 wireless controller adapter.
Ooh.
It works with basically anything under the sun. Actually, I have the book right here. PS3, PS4, PS5, Wii U Pro controller, 8-bit do controllers, retro bit controllers, Xbox controllers, Joy-Con, Switch Pro controllers, basically anything you want. And the keen among you will know that this is a Switch Pro controller for
Correct.
everything that matters
Yeah.
for this. So I have a wireless N64 controller now that is OEM.
Nice.
It works great. It works flawlessly. It is perfect. I haven't messed around with the rumble part. I don't know if I can actually get rumble to work. That might be the one flaw in all of this. But it's got updatable firmware. You can Bluetooth to it to your phone or your computer and access like a GUI online to update it. Firmware. It's got like controller or memory pack settings and other stuff like that. So when you save something to your memory pack, it saves on here, and you can pull it to your computer or whatever through that thing. You can configure it. You can set up multiple of them. I don't know. So a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's really blissful. I highly recommend it for $20.
Hell yeah.
Because of that, I played some N64 games to give it a whirl. I played Mario 64, got a couple stars. I played a little bit of Majora's Mask. Did a few races in Cruisin' USA. I still want to try out Banjo and Conquer. I don't know. I'm gonna play some more N64 stuff this week, so we'll see how it goes. But so far, flying colors, 10 out of 10. For other stuff, I played Pokemon White 2 more. I played a little bit more Pokemon X as well. I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild this week. I'm already to the Zora dungeon. I'm about to do that trial to get on it.
Nice.
And oh yeah, the Wii U thing earlier, Alex. I might have mentioned this last week, and I also might have mentioned it when we were not on the show, but I think there were optimizations the Wii U didn't get.
Right.
Yeah.
A bunch of them.
Wild.
Yeah, okay. I did talk about that. Never mind then. I played decent amount of Stardew. I am in summer. I have ducks. I have steel tools. And I just got the house upgrade. The first one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I played golf, played Witcher, and also I finally booted up the Silent Hill 2 remake that I bought myself for Christmas.
Nice.
Oh, that's
And
good.
I did not play all that much. I played through basically to the city, like just the intro. So, maybe 30
Yeah,
minutes.
that's not very far into the
no,
game.
No, not at all. But since I had been playing Silent Hill 2 before this came out, I kind of know how this first part goes. So, like, I have to make myself get to where I was in the original game, and then it'll start
Right,
to be
so
really
it'd be
cool.
interesting.
The graphics are a little rough. They're fine, and to an unkeen eye, it wouldn't really notice. I probably would describe this as nitpicking, but I don't know. It just seems
Like,
rough. There's a lot of
or
weird.
something?
There's like artifacting in the textures, like slight, and like you can tell based on how you move. Like some of the physics is a little weird.
I think a good way to describe it is RE7 feels like it was done by a professional, or like all of the remakes and ones made in that engine. And this was obviously made to be in that hype, but it doesn't feel as finished
Yeah,
for a lot of the things.
it's lacking that extra polish.
Yeah.
But and again, this is only 30 minutes, so I'll report back on this. But other than
I do
that,
think that-
performance was fine as well. Again, not super great. A couple hiccups here and there, but overall okay. I'm starting to learn that my OLED TV will expose bad graphics.
Yeah,
It,
makes
it
sense.
makes it pretty apparent. Breath of the Wild looks horrible on that TV. I wish I could show you guys because it's like you can just see the artifacting and the aliasing on everything and the poor animations on stuff that's like just barely out of your immediate view. Like
It's like
it's a lot
they're-
more noticeable on that TV. And then when I go back to my like if I play on the Switch screen, it looks immaculate. But
Yeah.
when you
But
blow it up
it's
to
just
50
good.
inches, it
Small.
does not look very good. I'm super excited to see how these run on Switch 2, and I hope they get some updates
Much needed update.
to help support that or make it a little smoother or something. That would be super cool.
That would be Pete.
Maybe the Master Mode and other DLC for Tears of the Kingdom that we never got. It's kind of a
No.
far reach, but
No.
I'm very mad there's no Master Mode on Tears of the Kingdom because that's the only way I play this game in Breath of the Wild. It changes everything about the game and makes it way more hard or challenging and fun to play. It changes the entire dynamic. So I really hope we do get that in Tears of the Kingdom with Switch 2 at some point.
Everything hits
Honestly,
like a
I don't
tank in that
understand.
mode, right?
Say what?
Everything hits you like a tank.
Everything hits you
Yeah.
twice as hard. You do basically half the damage, or even less, really. And you only get one save file and your autosave, so you can't make a bunch of saves when you're in a tricky section. Like you can't go back once you save. The only other save you have access to is the autosave. So like you can't cheese it through saving. And it turns it from like just a fun romp in Hyrule of beating the shit out of everything to like I am fighting for my actual life out here. Bokoblins become a problem, like a serious problem. I have not fought most of the enemies I have come across. I have gotten really good at stealing, just like running into their base and taking other weapons and leaving. I don't want to fight them, but I need the weapons because if you don't have good weapons, you can't kill anything. Basic weapons also become useless.
Oh yeah.
So it's a whole. It forces you to feel like you're trying to survive, which I think is what plays well in that game, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
So, anyway, pipe dreams.
Do you still use your amiibo for that? For when you're doing those, or
I did the first, obviously my original playthrough, yes, for getting everything and seeing all the stuff, and then the first time I did Master Mode, yes, because it is so difficult that I didn't know what the methodology was, so I was like, oh, let me just cheese it and get a bunch of good food and weapons from the amiibo, and it will like carry me through it, which is basically what I
And
did.
it does,
But also
that's
it's cheese.
still-
And now
that's
that
like
I
a-
know how to play this time I'm not doing any amiibo stuff. I want to force myself to
Do it
earn
legit.
stuff in the game, yeah. Because that's the only reason I'm doing this. I love the game. I'm not playing this game just to beat it. I'm playing it because I love it. So I'm not gonna rush.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's the big one. And I also did not play Game of the Week, but I was there when you guys played Game of the Week, and I have played Tricky Towers before. So on to the Game of the Week, Tricky Towers.
It sucks. I hate it.
It's great, it's fun, and you're a hater.
Wrong.
I just said I'm a hater, didn't I?
Yeah, pretty
Yes.
sure you did.
Yeah.
I don't care
I
though.
think it's not bad.
Incorrect. Skill
it's
issue.
not-
No, not skill issue.
It's not
It's
bad,
just
but
a bad.
Skill space issue.
Okay,
game,
look.
like the game itself is not bad. However, I think it is very unbalanced
That's the
compared-
point. It's supposed
compared
to
to
have
a game.
physics.
compared to a game-
You have to balance it yourself.
Not the physics.
Ha ha.
Okay,
Ha ha.
ban this guy. Mon,
Get off
ban
the
this
stage.
guy.
Yeah, dude. Get off the stage.
Like compared to a game like Mario Party or like Mario Kart or like one of those that have like random items and stuff, that can actually like take down somebody that's in first place. With Tricky Towers, you just a lot
You
of
have
times
the power ups.
Barely though.
barely
with the-
though. It like rarely affects people. Like people that are like really used
You
to the
must not have
game.
been using the power ups very well.
People that are like used to the game and like used to the physics like can just run with it. It doesn't really affect them much at all.
I don't know. Based
Yeah, I
on
get
based on my experience, I don't think it's a bad game at all. I think it's a good game. I just don't think it's my cup of tea. Tetris is. We talked about this when we played Tetris. My idea of Tetris versus y'all's idea of Tetris is two totally different things.
Yours, yeah,
So
'cause yours
I
is
don't
the
mesh
more
well with this
original.
game because I don't like what it's doing with Tetris. But it's not a
It's-
bad game at all. Like I don't, it's not my thing,
It's a
but
fine game, but it's not. I don't know. I'd rather just play Tetris.
it's. I think that's what my conclusion was. It was like you either like regular Tetris or you like funky Tetris.
I like regular Tetris and funky Tetris.
I mean, I apparently not because when everybody shat on Game Boy Tetris, and that's regular Tetris.
Okay, that is classic Tetris. That's not.
Okay,
that's not
excuse me,
current
excuse
regular
me.
Tetris.
Yeah, I guess you either like classic Tetris or you like modern Tetris, and I don't know. That doesn't work for Cameron because I think Cameron likes modern Tetris more than classic, but he didn't like the game, so I don't know. I'm very unsettled on how good, but I think it's a good game. It's just not for me.
I think
That's
it's
fair.
like it's like not bad. Like I like it, but if you're not playing with people like with your skill level, it just feels unfair compared to
Yeah,
a game
it's
like
not. It's. I
Hey,
think
well,
as like
me, you, and Barrett used to play all the time.
I mean, I think that's
we
a
always
fair
had
argument.
A great time with it.
That's true. Like me, Cal Bear are like on the same skill level. That's a lot of fun. But when you're
I-
just sweeping, or if you're just straight up losing,
I
get it,
think there's
I
There's
think
not
that
much
I don't know if
challenge to it.
I would aim that at Tricky Towers though, because like I
feel
can't
like
play
it's
Mario
also
Kart with
fun.
anybody else now besides you guys. So like
Besides our group,
theoretically, you
yeah.
could criticize a lot of games
a
with
lot of games. Yeah,
with that. And I guess it is a fair point. It doesn't make it worse. It's more
But
like
I would say, but
Like,
that's not
like,
really
it's
valid
not-
for the-
like,
that's
it's
it's
not
not
valid
Tricky
for the
Towers'
game.
fault
it's not the
in a
game's fault.
vacuum.
It's not the
It's
game's fault. It's just
Yeah,
It's-
it's not a valid argument to
that's
just
it's got
kind of-
one.
the game.
it's kind of
I-
how it works for party games in general. It's just some like
it's just a game you need
The-
to play with people on the same level as you, just like Mario
For
So,
Kart
sure.
or
then
anything
my
else.
my statement before we would all agree with skill issue.
Yeah, I never disagreed with that.
I know Alex was the one that was disagreeing.
I fully agree that it's a skill issue, and I refuse to improve my skill because I don't enjoy it that much. But
No, I'm not. Saying,
I'm not
saying
admitting.
you should
I'm
play
not
a
saying
game
I
that
don't
you
have a
wanna-
skill issue. I definitely have
I'm
some.
not saying you should play a game that you don't want to play.
I'm a
Obviously.
scrub in Tricky Towers.
yeah. I don't,
I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10.
on it. Okay, so I did play like a couple of the single player levels, and those because you're not fighting people of varying skill levels. Like I know it's supposed to be a party style game, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I feel like it's harder to be like, oh, let's play Tricky Towers than something like Mario Kart or Mario Party or Smash, where it's like we can do what there are options to balance it towards someone who is not as
Skill.
well versed in the game.
Oh.
Tricky Towers does not.
Is there not
work
like handicap settings or anything like that?
No, it is
No,
very very
unfortunately.
basic. Like it worked like on its own. It's a good game, but it's a very rough party game to play. Like with people of varying skill levels.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's definitely more more of a I feel like it's more of a puzzle game than anything else. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you're not like optimizing every single drop to get like the most balanced play, you are not gonna have a great time.
That might be a
Make
crux
them
of
puzzle
it.
games.
Puzzle games plus
Okay, and
party
then there's-
game.
Is
And there's Cooper who literally always wins the stupid fucking races because he just drops wildly and spams the power ups to get the stupid vine and the stone power ups, and he just builds off of those. So
What
like
is
people
those?
like me who actually take time to realize like where the best place to place the certain block that you have is, I always get trumped out by him.
What is bro talking about? It's a skill issue.
Yeah, I was gonna say that also sounds like a
Yeah.
skill issue. If he's beating
No,
you, then it
is.
works.
It 100% is a skill issue. But I still whoop his ass at the puzzle mode, so I don't care.
No, the puzzle mode. Yeah.
When I
Puzzle
think
mode's rough.
party game, I think of quick attention span,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I don't know. Like, I even hesitate to group Mario Kart in with this because it's kind of the same problem. You have to pay attention for. To be fair, Mario Kart races are sometimes like less than 2 minutes,
Mhm.
but
Baby party.
having to keep a group of potentially not sober people focused on something for a long time is difficult. And now you're telling me the game is a puzzle game. I just see a lot of red flags with that because now you kind of got to lock in. And like Mario Party or whatever, you got to lock in
Mario
for like
Kart.
14 seconds.
Yeah,
Or like
easy game, and that's
Jackbox.
about it.
Jackbox, you have to do like, you have to. All you have to do is think critically for like a minute to come up with your answers, and then you get to spend the
And you
next 10
really
minutes
don't- I was
laughing
saying,
about it. And they're not even.
Depending on how drunk you are, you don't even have to think.
Yeah,
critically.
it's not a
Just do
puzzle,
whatever
it's more
bullshit comes to
comedy.
your mind.
Yeah, it's fast paced, quick. You don't have to think much. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
and even then, yeah, like I struggle to put Mario Kart in there. I put Mario Kart in there. I don't know if I'd put. I don't know. It kind of
Regular
depends.
Mario Kart. It depends on who
I
who
wouldn't
you're playing
do
with and
a
what
lot
the
of the
setting is.
tour ones.
If I was gonna do Mario Kart, I would do that at the start of the party before everybody started to drink much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about right.
And then if we want to play Mario Kart again, we're playing Beer Kart because that way drunk people can understand it a lot easier and a lot more level playing field.
Oh yeah.
Smash with items, I feel like a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
even
less
though-
about the quick
even-
attention
even
span and
still.
more about just like this is just some crazy ass shit going on
Yeah.
Yeah,
right now. Like it's just intense chaos.
Even with items, it's
was gonna
one of
say.
those things that's like the people that play Smash a lot are gonna 100% whoop everyone, bro.
Bro.
Yeah,
Price
facts.
back in the band when we played with Price
Oh
in
my
the band
god,
room,
Price
bro
was
sweats.
absolutely retarded with Ike. He would not
Dude,
play
he
anything
would
but Ike.
no, literally. But he would sweep with Ike. It was so dumb.
So yeah, Tricky Towers. It's fine. I think it's worth giving it a
alright.
shot.
It's not bad.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I don't. It's definitely
Yeah.
not bad enough to where like I
I'd
wouldn't
say it's
recommend
re-
you try
I'd say
it.
it's really fun. It might not be a party game, but it is a very fun game to just like chill out and play with your friends for a minute.
Yeah, I think the point of all of that was to just yeah, it's not a party game. It's not a fault. It's just make sure you know what you're expecting
Yeah.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
give it a shot.
It
Maybe you
feels like
it, maybe you
it's
don't.
a party game, but it's not.
Yeah, definitely.
On to the tidbits. Quote, I respect mods. They breathe life into the PC market from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director Naoki Hamaguchi.
Oh, I thought this was about Reddit mods for a second.
No,
No.
we do not respect Alex.
I am not a Reddit mod.
That's right, you're a server mod.
Yeah, Discord mod.
Sorry, Discord mod.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is now also on PC. So context for
Peak.
why he's saying that. So yeah, now I'm sure there's already nude mods available. Because that's the
definitely
first
is.
thing. That's always the first.
It's always the first thing.
Everyone go look at Tifu's boobs.
Actually, the
See,
first mod
companies
might have been a
can-
PSN thing again, but if it was, it
The
wouldn't have
PSN
been made
blocker?
public because the guy that made it public for God of War got scared and took it down. So
Why
if
would
there,
it need one?
so if there is
It's
one,
not-
it's not public, so it might as well just be
Yeah.
Tifa boobs.
It's not made by Sony.
Hmm.
There's
Well,
no
Does it?
reason
Oh,
for
it doesn't have that requirement.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
I thought it was going to. Okay, that's good. So yeah,
Well, they don't
definitely,
care.
As far as I
definitely
know,
Tifa
it
boobs.
doesn't
then.
have
The
it.
first mod was 100% Tifa boobs.
Yeah. All of the soundtracks from Final Fantasy games are available to purchase on Steam. That means what WAV files of all the Final Fantasy soundtracks. You can buy them. Also, speaking of soundtracks, bonus news: Pokemon Legends Arceus soundtrack is now available on Nintendo Music.
Yeah.
I wondered what it was.
Yeah, I saw that when we were at Collector's Corner. I meant to mention it before we got into this, but I forgot.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 will not be a PS6 exclusive. producer promises. This misleading article headline is talking about how the PlayStation family of consoles. Oh, about the PlayStation family of consoles, not other systems.
So it will be 5 and 6 exclusive, if anything, but not like.
I was gonna say also you're just a producer, and two. If this part is far enough out to even potentially be a PS6 exclusive, you don't know what's gonna happen.
That's awesome.
Because you probably don't get to know what's gonna happen.
What do you mean? There's
even
a
the
rumor.
directors probably don't know.
There's a rumor we're getting the PS6 in 2027, which I was like, that's too soon. But
I don't know. My point more so is like, I doubt any of this has been laid into stone.
The
So
PS5 came out in like
2020.
2020.
2020.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Still
I don't think
I skipped
that's
class
only
that day. Sorry, Dr. Gady, if you're listening.
That's 7 years. I don't know. I still feel like
Man,
that's a very short lifetime for one console, especially since a lot of the other.
It's long if
kinda
you're a
hitting the top
Nintendo
of the-
pre-Switch. That's about it.
Yeah, we're kind of hitting the top of the curve. I feel like
They usually
at least for a
do
while.
7 to 8 years between. So
it just doesn't feel like it because they haven't gone crazy releasing games. Like, I don't think we've pushed the extent of the PS5 or the PS5 Pro
definitely not.
like we did with the 4.
True.
And I wonder if potentially, remember when we might have talked about this recently, when they released the PS5 Slim, PS5 Pro, whenever they took 8K off the box.
Yeah.
I wonder if they are realizing that they can't do everything they thought they could do originally on it, and maybe that's why they're pushing this, is to just have something that they can do something extra crazy on, like 8K. But like, who has an 8K TV? Who's going to be able to utilize that? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have an 8K TV right now, you're kind of sitting in this. You're either super rich or you're kind of sitting in that same position that the first like
Who had
adopters
HD.
of HD had, where it's like you're still basically paying on it, while everyone else is living it up with 4K TVs.
So there are 8K TVs. Which honestly I didn't even know. They don't advertise this at all. They don't do anything with it, and I still live in a world where 1440p and 4K is
Man doesn't
more
go
than
to
enough.
the Sam's TV store section enough.
Sam's TV store section. Okay.
Well, I go to Costco, but I'm not looking at the TVs. But like, oh, let's see if I have a random $1,000 today to go spend on a TV. And if it's
well,
8K,
it's more like Sam's. You have to pass the TV section.
yeah,
they want you to
you
buy
do
a
as well at
TV.
Costco. It's like right by the front
'Cause they-
door. But I'm not
they
stopping
want you
to
to
look.
buy it.
Yeah, what am I gonna do? Just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I have $2,500 and also room for a 65, 75-inch TV.
Do you get the chicken bake?
Oh
Greg?
man,
I have never gotten it. I have gotten the pizza and the hot dog. But both of those are identical to the Sam's Club ones, as much as Costco stands would like to not admit. It's the same shit.
I got you.
The difference is that Costco's hot dog is still $1.50.
True.
Isn't Sam's or is
Sam's
Costco's
Club.
just?
I think it went up.
Probably not by much, but the Costco was going to raise it too till the owner said,
I
"I'll
know,
kill
and
you.
then
I'll murder you."
Yeah. I remember that
I
article.
think
It's
it was
so
like $2 or
good.
something at Sam's. I don't know. I was there the other day, didn't pay too close of attention. So
Anyway, back to TVs. The cheapest 8K TV you could get right now is $1,200, but asterisk, it is unavailable nearby
It's
for
small,
me. It's
right?
on clearance. You'd have to have a store near you that has this TV in stock currently and is giving it away on clearance for $1,200. The cheapest next option is $2,300,
Yikes.
and it's a 75-inch the smallest TV you can get in 8K is 65 inches, and that is $2,600. They go up to $10,000 for a 77-inch LG OLED 8K. 10 grand.
I'm not.
Woo!
I'm not paying. Okay, but
Now, to be fair,
here's
that's
the
a corner
problem,
case because it's
though.
OLED, but still, like 25. You're looking at an entry price of $2,600 for a good TV.
Are our eyes even able to see like the difference between like 4K and 8K?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's not infinite in terms of a digital viewport, but it essentially is infinite.
Okay.
Like I don't know. We have a lot of work to do before we make pixels so small that we can't distinguish it from a real life item.
Yeah.
So yeah, back to my point, the 8K thing, maybe they're trying to push that out, but I don't know. I agree with Alex. I don't think we've hit the extent of what we can do, and it seems to do stuff pretty effortless. I mean, like it can play 4K Gran Turismo 120 hertz or do 4K Gran Turismo VR, which I think is also like 120 hertz.
And I mean, one of the first, one of the big first things they promoted was was it Crash Bandicoot that was jumping seamlessly between worlds?
Oh no, Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
It's Ratchet and Clank, which is pretty cool. And then Spider-Man 2 also does it. I do want to cover something real quick because it's not on the sheet, and we're kind of on topic, but it's off topic. But this is news from a few weeks ago we did not cover.
Okay.
Sony revealed at CES 2025 that they are working to let players smell in-game scents in real life with their console.
Smell-o-vision?
Smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
There were a lot of memes on
Yes, bro.
There were memes on the Tomorrow subreddit about the Switch 2 Joy-Con, the right Joy-Con having the camera replaced with smell-o-vision.
I can
Dude,
finally
so
smell
great.
whenever I put my freaking camera inside of Lady Dimitrescu.
Grant, aren't you so excited for
What?
Okay, Alex, what am I excited for? Get me off of this topic. What am I excited for?
No.
No. What am I excited for?
Well, I was gonna sell the mold house, but Kyle went weird from RE7.
Can we ban this guy already?
Yeah, imagine smelling RE7's dinner.
Yeah, that too.
Maybe something should not be smelled.
Resident Evil games in their entirety, no, full stop.
It will be so funny.
No, okay, but think about this, right? In 2 and 3, you go into the sewers.
Oh, that's right.
Like,
but in 7, you're in Mold House.
Yeah,
I don't
Mold
think
Swamp.
Either of those.
Yeah, Mold Swamp.
I don't think either
and
of
there's
those would smell good.
Rotted food all over the house
There's
and demo and
all over the place too.
I don't know.
Imagine every time you open a fridge in a Resident Evil game and it's filled with some abhorrent crap because that's how Resident Evil games go. You get to smell that every time you open a fridge.
Every time you pass the zombies.
I would like to smell. This is gonna sound bad. I mean it. I mean it in a. No. I was gonna say I would love to smell Peach's cake. Not her ass, but the actual cake in the games.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, the cooking mini games
oh
in Mario
my God.
Party would be fun.
Could you imagine smelling stuff in Breath of the Wild when you cook it and you get the little cooking or any game that has cooking like that?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Cooking Mama.
Cool, actually.
Cooking Mama would be cool. It smells bad when you screw it up.
But horror games are going to be the funny ones.
Yeah. I don't know how you do smells with electricity. If they figure that out, I'd be great to know. But
the Mario Party game where you cook the steak, could you imagine? Oh.
Ooh. True.
I can tell you're imagining it.
Dude, that would be so. Dude, I love the smell. Like, dude, sauteing steak or any kind of like.
It does smell good.
That smells so good.
Umami.
Can't lie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that Maillard reaction.
Everybody loves some fond. Anyway, back to the show now. Modders can recreate GTA Vice City and GTA 4. complete with fully working missions, cutscenes, and side content. That's crazy.
Didn't they get
biggest
shut down?
problems I've heard, yes, but you can still download. The biggest problems I've heard with it, and it's a Russian. So there's bigger problems than the police coming over there and listening to an American company
Yeah.
and go shut it down. This audio is bad. They use like really bad sound files, like really low kilobyte sound files. Is the biggest problem I've heard with this mod.
I mean, I think I'm willing to forgive that, given that it's a game running inside another game. This is like some Minecraft
Right.
Redstone BS. I don't really care if it's pretty.
Yeah.
I'm just impressed that you got it to work.
Yeah, like that dude that made
Also, but we're
a
not
fucking
getting
working
money.
Game Boy that had Pokemon Red in it on Minecraft. Did you see that?
I think
video?
the computer is more impressive.
That's pretty impressive too. But
They're both impressive. The general computer scares me because the Pokemon one essentially just means you have a lot of free time because you have a template to go work on and drive a specific game. I'm not trying to take any credit away. That's crazy amount of work. I'm not going to do that.
Mhm.
It's a lot of work.
No.
But general purpose computing means now you have to have generic IO. What are you doing? Like, you gonna file your taxes in Minecraft, bro?
Play Minecraft while playing Minecraft.
Playing one 4-bit based game from the late 90s is a different ask. Still difficult though. But like, yeah, like if Pokemon Red doesn't look very good and runs kind of slow in Minecraft, I don't really care. It's running in Minecraft. That's good
I
enough
would
for
say
me.
it's thick as
So-
hell, yeah.
GTA Vice City running in GTA 4, I think I'll just take that. I don't really care if it's bad or not. It's funny. And very impressive.
Yeah.
Concerned Ape says he could keep updating Stardew, quote, 50 years from now, from an NPR interview.
And Grant said, "Please."
This actually came up in the Stardew subreddit earlier this week. I
Yeah.
read about this. He said that he can't see himself fully abandoning Stardew ever. He's not saying he will or he won't. He's just saying that he struggles to visualize giving up on Stardew at any point, like for good. But
Let's do another big character update.
No. Personally, let's work on Haunted Chocolatier a bit. Let's get back to that. Let's move on.
Let's have 2 games.
No, it's never coming out. That's just...
Come back to Stardew later. I will play it again. I will buy the
Don't
game
worry.
again if you put out new. I'll do whatever. I don't give a fuck if you put it out another one. But let's do Haunted Chocolatier first. Let's get your mind away from it. I know you like Stardew and it's all you think about, and it's your child. And
But what about your other child?
But what? Yeah, what about your other child? And like Stardew, there's so much content in the game now as it stands. Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like top 5 most content you can get for the money.
Oh yeah.
Shit, for $15, it's probably the most content you can get.
True.
But nah, man, let's take a break.
Didn't he also say he's worried he's going to put too much content in the game?
Probably, I think that's what he's worried about is when do you stop?
When you're trying to make a second game, take
Yeah.
some of the content, like if it's
And, like,
not character specific, take some
I
of that
think
content. You're
This
working
show's
on,
also this show's
put
been
it in
along
the other one.
been along for
It's like-
long enough now that we were here when 1.6 was announced, and he was like, "Hey, I'm just taking a break from Haunted Chocolatier, doing a couple of Stardew things, and I'll be right back at it." And then all of a sudden, 2 years later, it's all he's done, and it's this huge, crazy update. And it sounds like I'm complaining. I'm definitely not. I love it, but that's
No,
2
you're-
years
you're-
of dev time, man. Like, I don't want to wait until 2030 to play your game. Unless I have to. If it takes you from today to 2030 to finish this game, that's okay. But I don't want it to keep getting delayed because of Stardew. I want him to
Do both.
I think
flourish.
he's got
I want him to
creator's
make
block, and
probably.
it's easier just to fall back on Stardew and expand, where he kind of
and
knows.
fix. Because
I
one of
want.
the things he did
I know what
was
I want to add. I want to know what I'm going to fix.
Also, everybody already likes him from Stardew. Everybody already likes Stardew. He has a formula. It's like perfect. He's encapsulated the world with this game. So like I'm sure there's also some fear of like, abandoning this whole community, even though for someone like me, or really, I'm sure you could ask anybody in the Stardew community, they would say a similar thing of like, we're not going to abandon Concern Date because he stops working on Stardew. Everybody's excited for Haunted Chocolatier, but he's probably afraid as himself of like, well, what if I make this new game and people don't like it as much, and then I
What if I put all
try to
the
go back to
sound into
Stardew
it?
and I get laughed
Now
at for
that-
going back to this old game, and just personal
You
anxieties.
just go back to Stardew and make it even better than it already was.
You go, no, what you do,
or even better, try again because shit happens.
what you do is you go, here's Haunted Chocolatier, but also here's 1.7, and you get like a character from Haunted Chocolatier as like a cross promotion, you know?
Ah, good idea.
Yeah, so make him make both of them. Let's just do both. Let's just don't have a life anymore. Stop.
Also,
I mean,
good idea.
we know
you
he's
pull
gonna-
the Xbox method of covering up a potential failure with a huge success somewhere else.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
say huge as in just incentive.
Yeah.
Like that's what you do. Like add it, put them in Halloween or something. You know? Like just
Also, I might have
Some-
talked about this in the past. There's a great book / audiobook that I think you guys would really enjoy. It's called Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. It's by Jason Schreier, who I think is a reporter in the industry.
yeah,
um,
yeah.
We talk about
I've-
him a lot, a
we've-
decent amount in the
yeah,
rumors and
we've
stuff.
definitely talked about his stuff.
He wrote this book. It is a book about video game development and how hard it is on people, and provides a lot of insight on what people go through. And he has a whole chapter in this book just about Eric Barone and his story of Stardew and what he went through to make it. And so I wouldn't be surprised going to the creator's block thing. That's what reminded me of this. In the book, he writes about how Concerned Ape had a lot of creator's block and couldn't figure anything out forever. And he was really worried that his girlfriend was going to leave him because she was like in school to be a nurse or something and working really hard and like fully paying for his living expenses because that's all he was doing was making Stardew, and like just super worried about it and having panic attacks and couldn't figure it out, and like a lot of depression, didn't work on the game for weeks at a time, didn't want to get out of bed. So
Yeah.
he might be struggling
Which
with
is all
something
fair.
similar with this. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, that Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, fantastic read or listen. They talk about a
On
few
the
other games
bright
too.
Side, at least with the success of Stardew, he does, not have to worry about his girlfriend money. Yeah.
Now he's like,
He-
yeah,
he
babe, remember all that
does-
money you put into college? I just paid for it. You don't have to work a day in your life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Cameron, why can't you do that, bro?
Because I can't do art. I can do the code, I cannot do the art.
I can make a smiley
Great.
face.
I'll figure something out.
I mean, when we
Let's
what
get
was
on it,
that?
guys.
College?
Come on.
Grant suggested a game, like he had a game idea he wanted to do, and we've never even like attempted to do it.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We won't talk about it on the show in case somebody's actually listening and tries to steal the idea.
He talks about Donkey Kong and Dragon Age Inquisition and Destiny, Star Wars, Stardew Valley, obviously. Quite a few games. He goes to many different studios and developers, so definitely a good read.
That's cool.
Warner Brothers Games chief David Haddad to exit. Maybe this is good.
Hard to say.
I mean, you guys don't seem very happy with Warner Brothers every time their name comes up. So
Well, okay. The
Well,
problem
it's more
is,
like
the problem
the
is not
other guy.
Warner Brothers. The problem is their CEO that keeps going
oh,
money.
okay, I see.
It starts with a Z, right?
Warner Brothers as like an entity You know, they're supposed to rival Disney.
David Zaslav.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
Zaslav, bro. Terrible guy. Numbers go up.
Numbers go up. We need these business heads out of creative industries. Creativity go up.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah,
go
I got
up.
bad news for you, buddy. Get ready to learn corporate. Get ready to learn stocks, buddy.
Oh, real.
Not
I
beating the
wish.
scumbag allegations.
True.
Sonic the Hedgehog 4 has been dated for March of 2027. Concept art for Sonic 3 was also released showing Eggman and Metal Sonic. And last one, this headline might be a head turner. Nintendo suspends commercials on major Japanese TV network amidst sex scandal.
What?
What?
Yeah,
For
so
the
let's
TV.
let's go.
Yeah.
The link I have up is from Automaton, but there's a million reports of it. Nintendo announced that it will be discontinuing its commercials on Fuji Television, aka Fuji TV, following reports of a sex scandal that involves the Japanese TV network and Masahiro Nakai, who is the former leader of the boy band SMAP, as well as a popular TV host, presenter, and actor. The scale of the case and public outcry in response to it has caused a total of 50 companies, including Toyota, to withdraw their support for the network, and Nintendo being the latest to join the boycott. So this is not...
Oh, okay. It's not someone from
Nintendo's
Nintendo.
not braving any new territory here. No, they're just joining in with the other companies that are like, yeah, this is crazy. The allegations against Nakai started back in December of last year when it was reported by Japanese weekly magazine Josei 7 that a dinner for Fuji TV employees had been planned by a company executive. According to another magazine, the weekly Bunshun, only Nakai and a single woman ended up attending the dinner. Nakai then proceeded to sexually assault the woman and eventually paid a 90 million yen, or roughly $580,000, out-of-court settlement. While Nakai issued an apology on his official website, the issue has snowballed to the point where Fuji TV has hired external lawyers to investigate the scandal, as suspicions arise that the company may have a culture of using female presenters to entertain male celebrities.
Uh-oh.
Moving forward, Nintendo commercials on Fuji TV will be replaced with Advertising Council Japan public service announcements that come from the nonprofit organization. Nintendo's decision to back out has been met with approval from the Japanese public, with fans on Twitter expressing relief.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I was waiting for the money shot of the article to be like, okay, what did this guy do? Oh, I thought it was just like a little something sus, not like, oh, he fully went and raped this girl at a company dinner. Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's horrible, dude.
wild.
No wonder they're getting out,
Yeah.
dude. I'm surprised it's only 50 companies. I mean, there's maybe only 50 companies that can pull out from the network. I don't
I
know.
would say I don't know how many people are on their or were on their roster, but
I mean, if they're replacing Nintendo with public service announcements, then yeah, they're at the bottom of the
pretty-
barrel.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It sounds like Nintendo might have been one of the last. They're like, we were really hoping you guys wouldn't notice us, so we didn't have to do anything because we don't like doing things. But everybody's pretty upset, so I guess we got to do something because otherwise we're going to be looped in with this guy.
And we hate this guy.
We hate everybody.
But especially
If you're not
People-
Nintendo, we don't like you.
we especially hate people that make us look bad.
Dude, we hate our consumers.
Yeah, I was going to say Nintendo hates their own fans. They don't. There's no way they're going to hang around for something like this. That is insane. What a hell of a headline to leave until the end of the tidbits. I read this headline earlier this week and I was like, I'm going to go in blind to this show to talk about it because I was hoping it would be something crazy, and indeed it was. Also, I love in the middle of this article, right before where it's like, hey, yeah, this guy sexually assaulted a woman. Right above that paragraph is an ad for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD.
Amazing.
Oh no.
God,
That's terrible.
you gotta love it.
Okay, on to old but still interesting for the week. In Resident Evil 3 Remake, there is a set of fences that has to be knocked down by zombies to open a story area. And if you kill the zombies before they knock down those fences, the zombies will get back up. If they leave the area. What?
If
If
you
you
leave the
leave the
area.
Oh, if you leave the area with all of the damage you did.
Yeah, so like when I blew them up, right? Because I was like, oh, zombies. Bam. Left the area, they got back up and they're all like exploded. I'm like, huh, that's weird.
That's a fun thing. So this is a homegrown tidbit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
homegrown. I
We haven't had
figured
one of
this
those in
out.
a while. Love to see it.
Not their first, but it has been a long time.
On to the rumors. Mario 40th anniversary is to be mentioned at the rumored February Direct, including a new Splatfest to celebrate it, similar to the Mushroom vs. Star Splatfest they did for the 35th.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fun.
I mean, I think the only thing that's really in question about this entire rumor is February Direct going to happen, yes? We've heard the rumors. We assume they always do it in February. But like we'll have to wait and see. But that's not a stretch to be like, oh yeah, it's Mario's 40th anniversary. They're probably gonna say something about it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's very much just when are they? It's not so much.
Yeah, this is one of those like barely a rumors.
Yeah. The I feel like the rumor is more the Splatfest. But supposedly it's in the game files as like, something for February. I'm like, that's interesting.
Hmm.
I don't
I
know.
guess
The,
we'll see.
the Splatoon subreddit was arguing over semantics of Nintendo doing only special events, since it did kind of seem like they were only going to do seasonal.
Well, it's a seasonal event. It's a special event.
Yeah.
And also they kind of have to talk about it at some point this year because that's how anniversaries work.
Give
And
me Galaxy 2.
also, if all they're really going to do is a Splatfest, they're probably not going to do much else anyway because they don't do stuff on the 0 anniversaries. They do stuff on the 5 anniversaries, or big stuff anyway.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So there's probably not going to be a whole lot but here. And if there's a Splatfest, that might legit be like one of 2 or 3 small things they're doing.
Mario Galaxy 2. Please, come on, do it. Carrots.
Oh, dude, what if they do something cool at the Nintendo Museum?
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
man, we gotta get our passports.
I was looking at Japan trips again. I'm glad you said passport because that's like, oh yeah, it's gonna take at least like 6 months for me to get one of those or something.
And it's gonna be like $500.
Yeah, I mean,
But at
currently
least-
my budget, based on how far I got in planning, was around
$0.
$6,000 to $8,000.
$0.
And that's not money I have to spend. That's money that it would cost given
aside.
yeah, I was like
Yeah.
if I decided to go in like late this year, just how much, like what's the ballpark? What am I looking at?
Expensive.
Yeah, the it's like $5,000 to stay at that Nintendo hotel that's in the original Nintendo building for a week.
Oh,
Dang.
Wow.
I don't. Yeah,
So
I don't know if I'd stay there for a week, but
no,
like,
I was looking at it. It was going to be like I would go to Osaka Kyoto for 2 days, do the Nintendo Museum, hopefully if I could get the drawing, stay at the Nintendo hotel, look around there for a day or two, and then it would be go to Osaka from there, and then finish up in Tokyo and fly home. But anyway, that's besides the point. Switch 2 is rumored to... Oh, yeah, this is funny. I added this rumor, and then the next rumor Alex put right after, and the third point is me again, so I'll just go all 3. Switch 2 rumored to cost $450 with the Mario Kart 9 bundle costing $500. That was mine. Nintendo Switch 2 first pre-order prices surface online, and it could be below $400. Third line, TLDR, all rumors are stupid. Because I had a rumor that was going to cost above 400, and Alex immediately put one below 400. So
it's somewhere
somewhere between 3 and 1,000.
Somewhere between 0 and infinite.
Yeah, it will cost money.
It will, in fact, cost money.
At least $1 US.
Look, if it's 400 or more, and it's also 400 or less, they're just telling us it's going to be 400.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Sure.
would
Oh,
look.
I had a thought about this. Cooper, you go ahead while I'm looking some
Oh,
up.
my fault. I don't know if it costs $500 starting price. I'm not getting one for a while.
Okay, I have
I may
my
not be getting one ever if they're
my
$500.
information. The
Literally.
base price of a 256 gig LCD Steam Deck is also $400. So I was starting to think about this today. I was like, maybe Nintendo. Obviously, Nintendo is fully aware of all the
Oh,
other
Here's the
There's
handhelds.
thing:
cost.
if everybody's saying though that it's going to cost 400, even if they were considering a lower price point, if everybody argued, then
Nintendo much,
Nintendo
especially
included would just move the price point up to that $400.
Well,
especially with an old EA head in charge of Nintendo America.
Well, my thought was, if they price it at $400, then they have to know that, or at least they are confident in their ability to compete
With the Steam
with
Deck.
the Steam Deck because the price is the same. You're not really competing with the OLED, and you're not really competing with any other Steam Deck handheld. Maybe like the Legion Go S or something, like one of the cheaper ones, 400 or less.
Mhm.
But obviously, you're not competing with the high end ones. If they do $400, then and they're confident, I wouldn't be surprised if it is more powerful than a Steam Deck, because, or at least
They had
it has to be on
On
par.
par.
I think it'd have to be on par. I wouldn't be surprised if it's better, because the Steam Deck is a 1280 by 800. It's not full 1080p. And I'm pretty sure this screen is going to be 1080p on the Switch. It's going to have Wi-Fi 6, almost certainly. The Steam Deck only has Wi-Fi 5, the base model. Battery life will probably be around the same as the base Steam Deck, 2 to 8 hours, depending on what you play. So I don't know. I don't really know where I was going to go with it. It was just more of like, I think it probably will be more powerful than the base Steam Deck, given the price point. And also the Steam Deck's been out for a good few years now.
True.
Right.
And that would help it a lot. You have so much more ground to stand on at $400 when your hardware can keep up with a Steam Deck, or if you can outperform the Steam Deck, now you really basically have no concern for a $400 price point. So I'm a little more optimistic now.
especially if they pull a
I
Sony and
still feel
go,
like
look at how much better these games, look and run, like they did for the Pro
Well,
announcement.
see,
I still feel like
Nintendo's
Nintendo's
going to
gonna get
announce
in the
games
mindset.
for their console.
Well, yeah, that too. But I feel like Nintendo's gonna get in the mindset of, oh, we're Nintendo. People want to play our game, so they're gonna buy it at whatever fucking price we set it at, and then set it at like some ridiculous number that doesn't make sense for what you're actually getting.
Nah.
I don't think so. They already got slapped down in the last console.
They do that with, one, they have the experience of the Wii U now and realize, I hope they remember that. And two, they still do that with their games, but they never really do that with their hardware. Because their hardware,
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
Their
it's like a
hardware,
bait and
they sell at
switch.
what-
They make it really cheap so they can make a profit on every unit sold instead of like what Sony does. And then it's a low barrier to entry, but the bait and switch is that any Nintendo game you buy is probably going to be $60.
Yeah,
That's
that's fair.
typically how.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
They get you in the door pretty cheaply.
Respectfully, I don't think any of the Kirby games should cost $60. And I love the Kirby series, but I don't think any of them should cost $60.
Get ready to start costing 70, buddy.
I don't
would
think so.
lose it.
Nintendo was big on Tears of the Kingdom arguing that it deserved to cost $70 because it feels like a $70 game.
Mhm.
Yeah, but over time, people get
Yeah,
more and more
here we are.
confident. They'll eventually feel confident enough to try it. And they probably want to try it with Kirby first, but I mean,
Nah, Kirby.
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets there at some point, just with the way pricing is and the way it's moving. Do I think it's going to work? That's a different question. But given the trends and stuff,
Fair.
so yeah, I'm really that's my main thing I'm tracking now with the Switch 2 is that we kind of already know most of the features, um, at least from inference. So I'm looking to see one what that button does, and two how does it compare to the Steam Deck in terms of performance.
Dude, I just
Because Steam Deck can do 1280, or I guess 1280 by 800, so barely under 1080p 60 FPS. So if we can, I think we can hit 1080 60, and again, that's all I'm after. That's all I'm after.
Literally.
I it's too far away. I need them to bring it bring us more information before April, dude.
I mean, if it's not going to launch till like late summer or something like that, I don't know if I want to know earlier, honestly, because that's just going to make
That's
it
fair.
worse.
I honestly, I kind of expected it to release before Epic Universe opened, and now there's a chance that by the time we go to Epic Universe, we'll be facing off in the next Mario Kart. Not that I have a
Y'all will.
problem with that. You're supposed to come to Epic Universe.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be going to Epic Universe, but I'm not gonna be facing off in the next Mario Kart.
You will in person.
What are you going to be doing at 9 p.m., bro? The park's closed.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
park's
true. That's true.
closed.
I stand corrected. When I'm with y'all, I will be facing off in the next Mario Kart.
Yeah,
I promise we won't make you throw down in the middle of Universal. That'd be a nightmare.
dude. Could you
But wouldn't
imagine
it be funny?
I'm looking forward to that.
peak Florida sun, summer sun, and we're just trying to stare, at this
Yeah, play Mario Kart on a
8-inch
single
screen or
Joy-Con.
whatever.
On a
Yeah,
7-inch screen, yeah. That's peak.
like that. That oof.
In the middle of Nintendo Land, everybody's just walking past this thing. Idiot.
Especially-
Mario Kart.
Like, okay, here's the thing, right? It'd be one thing with Disney, but like we're gonna be lucky to be able to snag those 1-day tickets. I ain't gonna waste a single minute while we're in there.
Yeah.
For Epic Universe. I don't know how
Um,
much we're gonna actually get to do though,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be fun when they ever announce it.
Doom: The Dark Ages is apparently coming to Switch 2, but it has not been confirmed yet from anyone because Nintendo does not want any game announcements for Switch 2.
Why Ukulele remake says
Nintendo.
Nintendo. Yeah.
So that is kind of funny, though. I hope it comes true because the original Doom was a huge thing on Switch when it
Yeah.
first came out at the time. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, I can play Doom on the go," and now we're doing that again.
It'd be insane.
It'll never hit the same, but it's funny that they're doing it again anyway. Kotaku, The Sims 1 and 2 re-release with all DLCs included will be released digitally this week. Oh, this is Jewel news. I need to go tell her.
So I actually had a different rumor that was like Sims 1 and 2 is getting released with all DLC, or is getting re-released soon, and then Kotaku put out this article, and I was like,
This week,
this is a
even
lot
better.
more detailed. Yeah.
That's huge, though. Love to see it. See old games maintained.
Yeah, right? Because, like, the majority of games that aren't maintained are old PC games.
Yeah.
That's why the number's so big.
And I'll be damned if I ever play Sims 2 on a GameCube.
I can understand, like, the GameCube and console exclusive ones, like, there's, like, Urban City or something, and some other ones that I'm forgetting. Island Life back then. Castaway.
Yeah, but dude, Sims
Sims is a
really
PC game.
sucks on console just because of the controls. There's a couple, like the console specific ones where they actually updated the controls to work with a controller instead are fine.
Yeah.
But like, there's no world where people would choose the console one over the PC one unless they don't have the choice. Like if it's
Yeah,
that's the platform they
exactly.
have, they don't have the money or whatever, you know.
Sims is a PC game first and foremost.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
I'm still, dude. Once my Sims goes on like a decent sale, I'm gonna grab that. I think it's just it's just a stupid enough thing where I'm like, I'll buy it once it's not $40.
Don't you dare call my Sim stupid. I paid full price, thank you very much. Yes, I'm an idiot. I will not be taking any questions.
Hell yeah, brother.
I'm paying full price, and then like a week later, it went for 35.
Nope. The one thing that'll make me give money to EA is nostalgia cash grabs.
Correct.
But
True.
that means they had to re-release My Sims, so that's basically all their money they're getting is from people like me that grew up with it nostalgically and are like, "Oh yeah, My Sims," or people like Cameron that are like, "I want to laugh. I need a good laugh."
It's just stupid fun.
Indubitably.
Honestly, My Sims, had it released like in the peak Animal Crossing hype, would have sold gangbusters.
Indeed. Sony reportedly developing a new God of War game set in Egyptian mythology. Why are we changing the mythology again?
Because they can't think of anything
I mean, they
else to
did
do.
kind of run out of Norse gods for him to kill. That's not entirely true, but I don't know. They did 3 games in Greece. They did 2 in Norse mythology. Now they got to do. Actually, they did technically 1.5 in Greek.
Yeah,
and
I guess it
1.5
doesn't
in
matter because
Roman.
Kratos is Greek mythology in the first place, and
Yeah.
we're already doing Norse, so I guess it doesn't matter. We're just doing them
he's-
all.
They're probably gonna end up in like Chinese and Japanese mythology eventually later. You know what? Hell, he might even work his way up to Shiva and start taking out like Indian gods. I don't even know. Possibilities limitless.
You're telling me that Kratos is going to try to fight Buddha?
Crazy.
The guy that doesn't fight?
I said Hindu gods, not Buddhist gods. He could fight like Shiva or Kali or something like that. I don't know.
Allah, praise be unto him.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yep,
let's
that's
roll
exactly
the.
right.
Which culture are we going to upset this time?
All
I
of
think
Every single one, yeah.
I think Sony, especially in the modern era, is gonna avoid using
anything that will
current
upset
day
people.
religions, and they'll stick to things like Greek and Roman. and
Probably.
Egyptian.
Oh, man.
But
Kratos versus Jesus.
Oh no!
you
Yep,
that'd be
that's
so much fun.
That's what made me
Typically-
realize, like, oh, you could crumble societies by putting out a game like that.
I mean, do you not remember that team that made like a Jesus game,
Dude, that'd be
or they were
so funny.
working on
Come
one? I think
on.
we talked.
I mean, that's one thing. I'm not saying that doesn't have its own flavor of screwed up in the head, but a God of War game that's Christianity based, oh man, dude, America's gonna rerun 1945 again, just like that. That would
Oof.
not fly. Oh, that would so not fly.
Isn't
That'd be funny though.
God of War's not made in Japan though? It's made.
No, it is. It's a Montreal, right?
Yeah. So Canada.
So Canada. We're gonna. Canada will become the 51st state because we are invading them. Maybe this is why Trump is acting so crazy. He knows that there's people thinking about putting Jesus in God of War, and he's just losing his mind. That's so funny. Huge X-Men characters leaked for Marvel Rivals: Beast, Nightcrawler, Jubilee, Rogue, Rouge, Rogue, and Gambit.
Fuck
Rogue.
yeah.
Rogue.
Gambit,
Rogue
let's
and Gambit is
fucking
also
go.
huge, but I love X-Men, so all of those are huge wins for me.
Honestly,
Especially
Gambit might get
Beast.
me to
He's-
try Rivals. Gambit might get me to try
Dude.
Rivals. That sounds pretty cool.
Beast is the best X-Men character. He's so sick.
I didn't know who Gambit was until Deadpool and Wolverine.
Really?
Yeah. And then I fell in love with him because it was Channing Tatum playing a Cajun Hick. And it was such a mind fuck to me at the
Who can imbue
time.
magic.
Like,
he can imbue things with magic. It's sick. So
yeah, like the whole cards thing. I
Magic,
can imagine the
kinetic
throwing
energies
cards
more.
and stuff. I imagine all that's pretty cool in like a Marvel Rivals game.
yeah.
But yeah, that character is such a mind fuck. My life until that movie was Cajun is two things: hilarious and delicious. Those are what Cajun is. It's either it's good food or it's people being crazy. And then hearing
But
like
both.
an actual X-Men superhero in a superhero movie walk up and start talking Cajun, I was like, what is this movie, dude? Who are these people? Why is he Cajun? Why is it Channing Tatum? What is going on?
So
Freaking my
he's
name is
in
Jeff
the
guy out
movie.
here.
Pitch Meetings does a really good joke. They're like, people who were following casting news back in 2014 are going to be so excited that you actually put Channing Tatum Gambit in the movie. Because he was supposed to movie from Fox around that time.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah. All right. Finishing topic discussion question of the night. What makes a
I
game a
forgot.
masterpiece, and what games would you consider to be masterpieces?
Gameplay.
I have a
Yeah,
really
probably.
interesting submission.
Replayability.
Yeah. That's
don't
one
know
of my big
if-
ones is replayability.
I guess replayability, but I don't know if that's like.
I guess it depends on what genre.
Well,
Replayability
it's
is
to be
good.
fair.
I could
This
play
is
a
a
game
super.
once and call it a masterpiece.
Well, that's
True.
that's why this is a
This is a
subjective
story
question.
game.
This is for you. So it-
Very. This might be one. Of the most
everyone's answer is
subjective
going to be a little
questions
different.
bad.
I don't.
think replayability has a huge part in it, but I don't think replayability in
I
the
don't-
sense that
A
like
requirement.
Apex Legends is replayable. I don't think
Yeah,
that's like
that's not the same.
making. I
That's
don't think replayability is making that
Oh,
a
no.
better game.
I think
You know, maybe
replayability
you can play
or
for longer, but it's not.
a masterpiece is nothing but a sum of its parts, just like anything else, and everything
Oh,
has to
absolutely.
be pretty good. It can't stand on any one leg. It can't be a one-trick pony. My submission is soundtrack. A soundtrack does not make a game, but a game without a soundtrack breaks it. It is
That's fair.
so
That's
crucial.
fair.
True.
The games
Soundtrack
that
is
are at Game of the
extremely
Year
important.
every year, there's a reason they do an orchestra. All of the soundtracks
because
are busted.
all of them.
All
have
of them
such
are
good
incredible.
music.
Yeah, it is paramount
true.
to have a quality soundtrack.
I mean,
I think
dude,
I think I do have an answer actually.
I
what
kinda
makes
agree
a
with that,
masterpiece
'cause,
in my
like-
mind?
because like
But that's a
for-
fair answer.
for example, like Pictionary on the NES, like nobody's gonna play Pictionary
feel-
on the NES, but
No,
the
but it's-
soundtrack for
it's-
Pictionary on the
Actually,
NES is
let me revise the
crazy.
term. Not soundtrack, but sound design. The soundtrack
So-
is a part of that, but I was thinking like
okay.
you need like the sound
Everything.
interaction, like sounds
The-
from you doing stuff, sounds from
Like
things
Breath of the
happening,
Wild or Stardew.
Oh, I got you.
where
or
it's like
something
it's
that
think-
also goes into that
intermixed.
would be world design full stop. Because world design is going to bring in the audio aspect in addition to, you know, where the map layout is for each individual area of the game, if it has a map area or like if it has areas, versus, you know, the art style of the game. If they're trying to go like, you know, fantasy
I
or
would not call
realism
world
or
design.
horror or
Yeah, I don't
something
know if
like
I'd say
that.
world
I feel like
design.
I don't
would.
know if putting genre under world design is the correct
I think
classification.
I
Okay,
understand
well,
what
you
he's saying. It's that you like, you know,
don't- It's how you build
the
out
way
the
you
world,
design the
that's what makes it
thing
a
based on what
masterpiece.
you're trying to do. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it and really this is a difficult question because we bring up individual items and we're like, I don't know if that really matters, but I think he's right because you similar to sound design, if your world design is incompetent, then it just makes it kind of frustrating to play. Like if the layout
So-
of things is stupid, if navigation is difficult, if things aren't laid out in a way that can at least make some intuitive sense. I'm not saying it has to be spelled out for you,
Yeah.
but like it can't be actively against you.
Fair.
Unless there's a
Yeah.
corner case
Yeah.
in the game where a scenario would make that applicable.
I think I have my answer.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a lot simpler. I think it's just I beat the game, and if I feel something like I'm sad and I'm like it's over, I can't
I'm
believe I've
sad
done
it's
it, and
over.
I want to play it again for the first time. And sometimes I've even just gone straight back into the same game just to get more of it. I think that's representative of a master.
That is a great
but
answer.
that is a good way to determine, like, after you've played a game, if it's a masterpiece. But what are the things that you take away from games like that that make them masterpieces? Like, what are the aspects of those games that you think make a masterpiece? I think it's more
Did
what the
I have
question was
fun?
asking.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
I
we
was
have to
coming
go
at
to-
this question 100% from the technical side.
I
It
was
seems like we
too.
all were, except Alex, really. But that point of like, when you play a game and you get to the end and you have that realization that you are never going to feel that again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would
absolutely.
Stardew. You would
That's a
you know,
masterpiece.
Pikmin. Yeah,
Why it's a
Okay, yeah,
masterpiece is a slightly
that's a
different
huge-
question, but
it's all like
That feeling.
That's
figuring
what you
out a
want.
game as a masterpiece, I agree with that. When I get to the end of a game and realize that I will never have that
Be able
again,
to have
I
that
real
Experience
and
experience
I'm very upset about
yeah.
it. Yeah, that's a masterpiece.
Mhm.
Um,
I think. I haven't even given a proper answer, and I don't think I can beat Alex's answer.
well, I
Um,
mean, this is subjective. It's
Yeah.
not a contest.
I will
Um,
say, like, oh, sorry, Cameron, if you got something.
no, you can go. I'm still trying to figure out my answer.
I know this is like super subjective, but in my point of view, I think you can have a great game, but if you have shitty music, it's I don't know, that like harms it greatly because like with it can be a crappy game, but the music could be peak, and like that makes
Yeah,
all
but
the
that
difference.
doesn't make it a
That
masterpiece.
doesn't make it
though.
a masterpiece, but I
Like,
think
No.
music
okay,
is.
I think that just
crappy game with great
that speaks
a
more to the
crappy game with
power of the
great
sound.
music-
Soundtracks and sound design can cover up issues with games.
think about this,
Like,
right? I would not
doesn't-
game
But
with
that's a
say.
different
great music,
question.
I'm gonna play for
We
longer
are
than
all
a crappy
talking over
game
each
with
other.
crappy music.
Yeah.
A crappy game with great music, I'm gonna play longer than a crappy game with crappy music. But if it's a great game with, okay music, I'm probably gonna play that longer than a crappy game with good music.
Yeah. Yeah, like it
As long as the sound design isn't absolutely horrible, I'll still probably take the better game over the better soundtrack.
Think about this, right?
That's
When
fair.
we played through Pokemon TGC on the Game Boy, right? For download station several
while
months ago at
back.
this point.
Yeah, yeah. Back during
The
summer,
music
I
in that game, phenomenal, amazing.
so good.
The gameplay, boring
Kinda
and
shitty.
long.
Kind of crappy.
Like
It's
it's
not bad, but yeah, could have been better.
It was
music.
not great. Come on, let's be real.
Music is not like the music will elevate it, but if that bass is not there, then the music doesn't fully matter.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I do think, yeah,
What is Grant has posted?
I
I
will say
what I
though, I
put in the
think-
chat was an example of horrible soundtrack.
Oh, true.
I can also. I've heard this. I can also do
What is
that.
it?
Give me a second.
oh, this sounds
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
That is-
Hold on, I've
It's
got
so
just
bad.
as bad.
I know what that is.
Let's
Like I will say, I will say though, like with music, especially, like I feel like it's not just sprinkles on a cupcake, but I feel like it's at least the icing, if nothing else. Like it is still very key. Like it's something you
Yeah,
definitely need to
I
have in
don't.
a masterpiece.
I said earlier it breaks it. I don't know if it breaks it, but it does make it shallow, like a
Absolutely,
bland
yeah.
cupcake.
Yeah,
Like it's still a cupcake, but come on, man.
it's like
Gonna be
yeah.
kind of shitty, yeah.
I think so. I think this kind of goes like parallel to Alex's, but like with the like with Soul Silver or something, right? Where it's like, after so many years or whatever, am I still wanting, like, is that still a game that I'm like, this is absolutely like top 10, top 20 of the games I've ever played, right? Where it's like, it's like you said, Grant, where it's like, I am chasing the high from playing that game.
Yeah, when a game
It's-
turns into a drug, when it
It's like,
becomes like a man, just
so I guess mine is that nostalgia factor a little bit, right? Where it's like,
yeah.
because the newness is going to make you want it, but like after you've given it some time, are you still trying to go back to that game, get that same experience of the first time that you played it? You know?
That's
Yeah,
fair,
I
that's fair.
think what you and Alex described is really the same thing, and one plays into the other. You get nostalgia because of those
It was
experiences.
so
When you
good.
have a game that was so good that you're like, damn, I'm never going to have that again, then you start building nostalgia for the time when you did feel it.
Mhm.
And that motivates you to go and replay it again. I might have been a little biased picking this question, given that I'm replaying Breath of the Wild, and I don't talk about it as
Always
much as I do
playing
Stardew, but I I don't know. I'm like I talk about Stardew normally. Breath of the Wild, I feel basically the same way about, despite my qualms with the performance and resolution sometimes. And it's obviously well known now because it's Game of the Year, and there's a lot. It's very obvious, but getting to the end of Breath of the Wild the first time makes me think of that. And the Breath of the Wild actually is what made me come up with the sound design answer to this, because the sound design in that game is crazy.
Phenomenal.
I've watched a few music theory videos about the soundtrack and the sound design, and it's going back and playing the game after having watched those is so fascinating. The way the sound changes is hyper dependent on what you're doing. So
Yeah.
but it's never
Especially-
obvious. It's very subtle, it's very slow, it's very elegant. So you would never notice it unless you were looking for it. But
Unless
you
you're
can
facing
notice
off
it.
against
Which-
a guardian.
I think that's where Breath of the Wild is missing. Like, it's one big thing. It needed like a couple pieces that were just like loud and fantastical, like Spear or Skyward Sword.
I think it does have
Like
those.
even
I know what you're saying. It's few and far between, and it's not a typical Zelda soundtrack. It's mostly nature noises. But even though that doesn't fit a Zelda game, it fits this Zelda game. It's
Yeah.
sure, I
purpose
just think they could have used
crafted.
it
Yeah,
at
like
big moments.
look, if
with
there's
the
more Zelda
story.
music in it, I'm not gonna complain about that because Zelda music is awesome. But the design of that game to not have a lot of music, because you're not anywhere that music would be played a lot of the time,
Yeah,
and the only
except for,
times
like,
you do hear music
gas.
is either when you're fighting and they use it to trigger a fear response out of you, trigger your fight or flight, or you're around a community, you're around a stable, or you're like in a town, or something like that, when
Dealing
it
with
like would
actual
make sense for you to
musicians.
hear music. So they draw it a lot because they want you to feel alone and survivalist and all that stuff, and all the little, there's so much stuff. I've got to send you guys a couple links to watch. They're pretty short videos, but all the little just nuggets of things that they drip throughout the sound design that's based on actions you take, from down to the smallest of things. The way a sword versus a hammer versus an axe versus a stick sounds on your back are all different. The way wooden shields versus metal shields sound different on your back. All the bows sound different. All your walking step feels different based on
What
the
you're
material you're
walking
on, and there's like all those, yeah. And like some of that stuff really isn't all that fancy. It's not like they were groundbreaking in that aspect necessarily, but it goes to show that when
It
you
helps to build out the world.
when you have
yeah.
something like that, yeah, then the world design, which Kyle was talking about, where the basis of the game is gigantic open world nature, you're alone. When you build the sound design into that and it meshes.
That's what I'm saying. Or, you have a giant castle that you're exploring with flying ancient ships that can blow your face off with a laser in, a couple seconds flat. And there's,
Yeah, like
all
it's
this
scary when it's
giant
quiet,
dust
but
flying all over
you
the
throw a trombone and a tuba in there while you're walking up to the castle, it just elevates it so way
But
crazier.
it's like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, add some suspense. Add some. I mean, like,
Yeah. I think what makes a game a
and that goes for
masterpiece
like other games too, obviously.
is all of the things that we talked about that were technical meshing, working with each other, and only clashing when it is very intentional.
and that leading into mine and Alex's ideas of it makes you feel something when the game is over and there is no more content. And then eventually you get that nostalgia factor of,
Yeah.
damn, I want that.
And I don't think you get that response unless everything blends
Else
together and you
meshes.
can get that immersion factor. And
Mhm.
yeah, you know what makes a game good too? When you look up at the clock and it's been 8 hours.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good one.
Now, to be fair, that would group things like Apex Legends into that, so requires
But
some
that's
discretion.
different. Like,
Yeah.
to be fair,
Single player. Let me rephrase.
yeah,
single player.
Single player is different.
Yeah, if you could play a single player game for 8 hours and not realize that 8 hours went by, that's probably a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I would
I'd even
say,
say like not even just 8 hours, but even 2 or 3 hours. If you sit down and are playing a game
Go,
and you get so
I'm-
lost,
like, I'm going to play this. I'm going to do this one thing, and then you go, oh, but this,
one
Yeah.
thing leads into
it's
another, and then,
making
yeah.
you want to just keep
That
playing.
classic video gamer meme, like just one more level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
makes a masterpiece. And yeah, the
I think most games I would call masterpiece fall under that, but I feel like there's a couple
yeah, I don't think
where
there's a blanket answer, but we can get some pretty. I think that's a pretty broad one. It'll cover a
think,
lot of the
yeah.
bases.
Yeah.
I think the
just-
part we really can't answer is which of those pieces matters, because that's the subjective part. Like for me, it's music, and like Kyle talked about the world design, and like whatever part of the game gets you is what gets you. But I think the common experience
Yeah.
is what
If you finish
Cameron
the
and Alex
game
talked
and
about
yeah.
when you're like, damn. Because I'm chasing that high right now with Breath of the Wild.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had more success this time because I'm not using Amiibo. The Amiibo thing kind of ruins it.
And I no longer can chase that high. Let's go, baby.
Amazing. Amazing. Grant, I feel like your amiibo thing kind of puts it like the game's still harder, but it's like medium, right? Like if the base is easy, then using amiibo on champion difficulty is normal, and then champion with no amiibo is just hard.
Yeah, I'd say that. Because now Breath of the Wild regular mode is not fun. I'm so scared
Because
of enemies now.
everything's-
When I put it on my PC and I was playing for a while, I was playing in regular,
Mm.
and
And you're like,
I was
"Oh,
just
can
cheesing
mow
through
everybody
it.
down."
Yeah, it was stupid. It was like nothing was a threat to me. So, but yeah. Anyway, I'm talking about Breath of the Wild too much. What are some other masterpieces? That's not Zelda.
the
or
world ends with
Stardew.
you.
Oh,
But
yeah,
like,
Alex,
if I had to pick
Alex
like my
always-
recent game,
yeah.
it's Persona 5 Royal. I put 200 hours in that in such a quick span
No time at all.
Yeah,
because
you-
I loved it that.
You know which games are immediately at the top of my list, but a couple honorable mentions I feel like would be.
I was gonna say let's not say FromSoft games because that would be like me saying Stardew.
Risk
We
of-
already know that.
Yeah, Risk of Rain 2, amazing game. I have 382 hours in the game. I've 100%ed the game, and I still go back and play it. And that is a game that's extremely replayable as well, because it is a roguelike.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's one of those games that I can't get enough of. The art style is amazing. The sound design, absolutely impeccable, dude. Talk about a game with an amazing soundtrack. Risk of Rain 2 has an amazing soundtrack. Um,
Maybe eventually we should do
Civilize-
that as a game of the week. That
we
Make it be
definitely should. I
Alex
don't
is going to
know
need a machine that
how
can actually run it,
frequently-
though.
I'll say I don't know how frequently it goes on sale, but I know that Gearbox was working on getting crossplay up and running. I don't know how close they are to doing that. If it already is, it might be.
Mhm. I mean,
But yeah.
I've got it on Steam, so
Yeah,
I just haven't played
that's an
it.
amazing game.
Probably.
I was thinking
I
Civilization 6 and 5 and 4 to an extent. I don't love 4, but a lot of people really do. But Civ 5 and Civ 6 are both games that I have played a ridiculous amount of, and I love both of those games.
so I'm thinking uh multiplayer wise, probably Minecraft.
Minecraft.
I
Well,
was gonna say that
that
even
one
for
is.
single
It's
player.
I
Minecraft
would
is
say
very
even for single player, but it stood the test of time. Like, we all know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Minecraft
the
is one of those
difference,
games that is
Minecraft might
probably
be
never
one of
gonna go
those
away.
games where I would consider it a masterpiece, yet I do not have an experience with that game where at any point I
Where
was
it's
like,
like-
I'm never going to have this experience again. I never
So-
had
That's
one of
right.
those moments. Like, it is nostalgic though. That's the interesting thing. I didn't get nostalgic from that. I just got it because I played it as a kid, and I played it with you, Cameron. Like, I chased the high of
Kind of like with
playing.
RuneScape, where it's
That's
like
fair.
Like, I never had the
And I
moment,
don't.
but I still chased that high of playing Flatlands on a hacked version of Minecraft I got for free for a little bit before I ponied up for the first few times when I
Yeah.
didn't know
It's
anything.
interesting.
I will
And
say-
I've never felt like that sort of feeling from either Risk of Rain 2 or Civ games, because I can always go back and get the same experience from them, because they're so like
Yeah.
they're different every time you play them. So, but
True.
I don't know. So that's kind of making me second guess if that's the true mark of
I
a game
will-
being a masterpiece.
Well,
'Cause I wouldn't
so-
change
No,
my
that's fair.
answers for either of those, but
well, like we
I
said, it's a
think-
broad thing, but it's not
yeah,
100%.
it's not. It is
Yeah,
not
there's nothing
all
that makes it-
encompassing.
Also,
Because
do
I would not.
I will say that.
okay, one at a
with
time.
Sorry. I will say that with Minecraft, I've put probably hundreds of thousands of hours into it, and I've played it on several different systems, mainly on PC, but I've played it for years.
I don't
Literally,
think you put hundreds of thousands.
no, easily.
Thousands?
Thousands,
Thousands.
hundreds,
I think you
and
mean
thousands, not
not
hundreds
not
of
hundreds.
thousands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe not hundreds of thousands. But
You've only
hundreds
been
and
alive
thousands.
for hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
I've played it since I was
maybe,
born.
maybe not even
guys.
that. Maybe not even that. Yeah.
In the
no,
womb.
I have played it for more than half my life. It is a really good game, and I will say though, I do. It's not that I chase that high, but I can't ever get back the first time I ever played and knew nothing. I can't ever have that again, and I do miss that at
That's
times.
fair.
That like lack of knowledge you have when you first play a game.
Yeah.
I love
That's
that.
fair.
That's what I was going to ask you, Kyle. Yeah, I know you can replay it and you can get the same experience again, and you
That's
never
true.
had that
The
moment
lack
of
of
like
knowledge-
cry. But like, did you ever have
No,
you
that-
find yourself
that's true,
playing
like,
Risk of Rain
there-
to try to feel what you felt when you first started
there have
playing
been
Risk of
many
Rain?
times, both Risk of Rain and Civ, there are many times where I've gone back and I'm like, damn, I really wish I could start over and not know a damn thing about this game so I could build it back up again.
No, for
But-
sure.
Yeah, so if we're going based on that, then I mean, I have felt that feeling before with those games.
It's not a
but,
guarantee that the whole "I'm never going to play that again" causes,
Yeah.
or
no,
like
but-
you get to
But
the end
it's-
of a game and go, "Damn!" It's not like that's the solution to getting
Yeah,
nostalgia.
yeah.
The solution to
But also,
nostalgia
some
is
games don't have that ending really.
yeah. That's why I was asking Kyle. Like those games don't really have an ending per se,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you still have nostalgia for before you knew everything.
Exactly, yeah.
My submission is Bayonetta 2.
Fair.
Fair.
What
was it?
Bayonetta 2.
Bayonetta 2.
Oh, Bayonetta 2 is a great game.
Bayonetta 2 is
I would-
so good. Another 10 out of 10
Honestly-
sound design.
I would also argue that games like Balatro are also a masterpiece.
Time will tell.
I'm
I'm
think
willing
I
to
feel like
agree
that
with you
one's
because
a
I think I'm confident enough that Balatro will have some staying power. And
But
also
it
be
is-
reminded of everybody
So-
will look at it fondly, but it takes some time for that looking back
For it to
that we're talking
actually-
about
yeah.
to
It's
develop.
a masterpiece. So
Yeah.
okay, no, that's fair. So how long would you say a game needs to be out for it to become a masterpiece?
There's not really a set
There's-
time. It's just kind of
I
Yeah.
would say that's kind of hard to
but like
determine,
you
but-
gotta You got to let it get out of the recency bias stage first.
I would say at minimum a year. Because I think
Honestly,
that's a long enough time
there's
for you to
certain
play the
things-
game, beat it, leave,
let it
come back in a
set.
year, play it again, and then
There's-
realize that it's not as fun anymore. Or like,
I
you know, you
feel
have
like
that feeling
I
again.
probably played more. I don't know how much Helldivers y'all played, but I know that I have 179.5 hours of Helldivers on Steam,
Yeah.
and it was released like I think first quarter 2024, if not maybe second quarter 2024.
No, it was
But I
Q1.
know
It was
there's
very
been-
early.
It was Q1.
Okay, then I know that it wasn't super long ago, but there's still part of me that like whenever I log on, and I have most, if not all of the war bonds are unlocked for me to go and pick whichever thing I want to unlock at whatever time, and I have a ton of different weapons that I can choose from, and all the different stratagems in the game that I have at my fingertips. There is part of me that still wishes like I could go back to the early days of Helldivers whenever everyone was first getting into it and no one knew anything about it, and we were just trying to figure it out as these fucking aliens are coming after us. Like, I'm already kind of that way a little bit about Helldivers.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty subjective question as well.
Yeah.
It depends on the person, but like
True.
I'm trying to base this on Breath of the Wild, which is the latest like quote game of the year masterpiece that I'm and it's fresh on the
Gotten
mind.
addicted
Yeah.
to.
It's fresh on the mind.
Yeah.
That took me probably 2 to 3 years before I had that moment with it, and my view on the game kind of changed a little bit. So I don't know. I would think a minimum a year, but I don't know. Maybe you can do it as little as 6 months. It depends on how your time works in your head. You
Yeah.
know,
Time's an illusion.
True.
for me, anything
here's one
shorter
that-
than like 6 months would feel like I'm still trying to come back to something that I gave up. Like it, like I still don't want to play it. I take a lot of time in between my
That's fair,
games,
that's
so
Yeah.
I'd say it's a longer timetable for
Um,
me. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that I also think is a masterpiece, and I don't know how much y'all have played this, but obviously it's a very classic game. Skyrim. Absolutely amazing soundtrack, amazing world design. Todd Howard kind of made it glitchy, but you know what? I still love him for it because I've played that game a ridiculous amount of times. I have, gone in with pretty much every different kind of build you can think of going into it with, to try to play this game, and nothing I do ever comes close to the first time that I played the game, and I played a destruction mage, and I was like, I think 8 or 9, and my dad had just finished the game, and I was like scared to play the game by myself without my brother in the room. Like if I was gonna go into a dungeon with Draugr in it, I had to have Brendan around because I was like scared to go into the dungeon that had Draugr. So, I don't know. It's one of those things that I always remember those times playing my first time playing Skyrim.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
But
um, also I'd like to make the final mention of basically all Nintendo first party titles on Super Nintendo.
yeah,
Maybe
there's
some
a lot
bias
of
there,
Nintendo
but
games that would-
Maybe. Yeah.
a ton of Nintendo games that would fit into that category.
maybe not
So,
Mario
a
Kart.
lot of-
Super Mario Kart is not a masterpiece. It's good.
I
It was
think that-
groundbreaking. It not a masterpiece.
It is very rough.
Serves its
I would
purpose.
say-
Fine game, but
I will say that I think Mario Kart 8 is definitely a masterpiece.
I'm gonna have to come back to you on that because I'm not
Yeah,
gonna be
I
able to
don't know- I
tell
don't know if
until
We're still playing 8.
I can't tell if I'm not
That's
getting the
fair.
same experience because I'm nostalgic for the game or because I put so much time. Like I ruined the game for myself, so now
You gotta give it that.
am I
reason.
nostalgic for when I
Mario Kart
didn't
comes
know
out.
things? Though,
Or
like
nostalgic
I'm
for
not
the fact that
really.
everything was ruined for you because you put too much time
Mario
into it.
Kart kind of breaks that formula because, like, I can't say Mario Kart 8 is a masterpiece. It's the best Mario Kart yet, but like, it's Mario Kart. It's it's obviously very good, obviously selling very well. I obviously don't have any qualms with the game, other than
But is
the
it a
typical bullshit.
masterpiece? That's the real. That's the real
Is it a
question.
masterpiece? Like,
And
that's I
I
don't
would
know.
personally say it is. I love Mario Kart, and I do get nostalgic about playing it with my family as a kid. But that doesn't mean it's a masterpiece, because I definitely would not consider it such.
As a kart racer, yeah, kind
I
of
think
is.
it's- yeah.
But
Well,
like, I don't
yeah,
even
but
know. Like, based on the definition we've set, I have not had that feeling yet. So like, I would call it a masterpiece in the sense of like, on technicality, yeah, because it's and fantastic kart racer. But is it like my masterpiece?
Mhm.
I would
fair,
not.
yeah.
I don't think I'd call it a masterpiece. I hate that sounds like an insult these days. Like,
No,
you have to call
unfortunately,
something
yeah,
10 out
but
of 10 or 0 out of 10. Like, it's just, but yeah, I don't know if I can't argue with the soundtrack though.
I will say-
Soundtrack is
Soundtrack
is above
Soundtrack
and
is
beyond
amazing.
Banger.
any other Mario Kart for sure.
I would argue, although the music's not really there, but the sound design is pretty good, but the music's not really there. Among Us.
Of course, Cooper
I
says.
think that's a good time to end the
Not a
show.
fan of it.
Personally,
That's
I think
what-
that may be a
No,
good
but
time to
like-
wrap up the show.
But, like the peak days of Among Us, I definitely do miss. Like when everybody was playing it, and like it's the only game that a lot of people were playing. That and like Animal Crossing. Like,
I truly don't miss it.
I mean, fair, but
I have
I
look,
don't know. It's
bro,
just
I have
it was a
39.
really,
I have 39.2 hours of playtime on my Among Us on Steam,
And a lot
and
of
I'm
that's
pretty
Cooper.
I'm pretty sure 7 of those I actually played.
That's crazy.
The rest
Yeah.
of them were Cooper.
like it's just I don't know. For me, it's just a really good experience, especially with like
I
being with other.
Yeah.
Being with
I mean,
friends,
for
being with
you,
family.
yeah, I'd be crazy
not gonna
for
be
you
it's
to
not
expect
everybody's
you to
cup of
not
tea, for
call it a
sure.
masterpiece, given how much you've played that game.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
fair.
Literally.
You've played a crap ton of Among Us.
Here, I'll end it on a better note.
I think
Uh,
the-
Kingdom
You also played a
Hearts
crap
2
ton of
Final
Fortnite, and you
Remix,
don't call that one a
baby!
masterpiece.
fair.
Thanks for the palate
Uh,
cleanser.
Yeah.
But no,
Also,
I do.
I would say
Okay,
Pikmin.
never mind that.
But Coop, we know you're going to argue for Among Us. That's not.
Like
it's
we
not a
know Kyle
problem.
will argue for every FromSoft game, including Cookies and Cream.
Including.
No one.
Hey,
no
look,
one
you
is
look,
arguing
Alex.
for
You may be
Cookies and
mad
Cream,
that that's a
bro.
masterpiece, but what can I say? It's FromSoft. Everything they make is great.
True.
That's true.
Yeah, so says Kyle.
True.
Kyle hasn't been wrong yet.
How much is Cookies and Cream on a disc? I might buy a copy.
I will say
If it's
Well,
if it's
I
like
haven't-
$5 or $10, I will totally buy a copy and play it.
Fucking hilarious.
I will say though, like one of my main complaints about Among Us, and kind of always has been, is like you're able to get all your friends together. It can be like a really big group, but you just have to stay quiet pretty much the whole time you're playing. Besides meetings, obviously.
Well, yeah, because that's how the game's played.
Well, yeah, no doubt, but like compared to like other games where you can just like have full on conversations and such, it's definitely like takes a, it's I guess it doesn't really.
You think there would be proximity chat?
It would be, yeah, dude. It would be peak with proximity. I mean, I think Among Us VR has it.
That's one of the biggest mods. Yeah, Among Us VR does have it.
Oh, I also forgot Pokemon
Pikmin.
Silver,
But definitely,
Pokemon Leaf Green. Those are probably those are the two that I want to go the most back to. Obviously, I played Alpha Sapphire. I loved Alpha Sapphire 2, but it's not as good as Emerald. Unfortunately, I never got the chance to play Emerald until I got the emulator. But
This game is all over the place on eBay.
What are the sell prices?
One's going for like 100, but then a lot are around like 30.
No,
for Cookies and Cream,
sold prices.
Oh, sold prices. Good idea.
But yeah, no, I definitely consider Among Us up there. Definitely Minecraft.
Why Pikmin,
I mean,
Cameron?
good question.
I know we weren't talking about that.
So when I got the new Play Control version as a child, right? And I remember for like weeks after, just like wanting to play it again. I had those there's a Mission to Mars Lego set. Not, I don't think that's what it was actually called, but the Mars mission, whatever. I would like reenact Pikmin with it. Like I remember doing that, and like, oh, this is this area, this is whatever, right? Child. But like, just like, I think it's one of those games that bases my nostalgia, like being a major factor in what makes a masterpiece, right?
Yeah.
It's just that peak, uh you almost like an obsession, right? Like it, you're that constant, this is one of the best things I've ever played, you know uh like I don't know, it's that, like it's got that sound design, it's got basically everything we talked about. I don't know about world design. That one's kind of
I mean, world design.
not really
I mean,
there,
not
but
every
it's
game's gonna
also
have a
not
world, but-
necessarily
Just because world design has the word world in it doesn't mean it's
World.
open world.
true.
Yeah,
It's just
it's also
world. So as long as the world in Pikmin is designed around a RTS, then
Which
it's
no,
good. It doesn't have to be. It's not an open world question. It's just does the world play into what the game's trying to do? And I
True.
think it does.
Exactly. I mean,
It definitely does.
Like, does the
like-
design of Pikmin, complement the gameplay, and does the sound design
sure.
also complement the way that the world design and gameplay makes you feel as you play the game?
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you
I
take
would-
any
yeah.
component from a game and you struggle to nitpick it and you put it back in and it meshes perfectly with everything else.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah, I
what
would
you're
say,
looking
yeah.
for. Like,
going off of that, I would say then Splatoon 1 absolutely is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. I think I'd agree with that.
The
It's
story and all.
like Splatoon 1 or Splatoon 2, kind of the same. Yeah, especially Splatoon 2, since minus Kyle, we were all playing it consistently together.
Yeah.
And it is
I
really hard to not have, or to go back to that.
I wasn't really into group den.
Splatoon 2
Yeah.
suffers from the same
only-
thing as Tears of the
I
Kingdom
only ever
does
played
for
with
me.
Coop.
Tears of the Kingdom lost some of the magic before it was even created because Breath of the Wild already happened, and I think the same thing
Mhm.
applies to Splatoon 2 for me. Splatoon 2 isn't a masterpiece solely because it doesn't have the magic that the first one had. And I was younger when Splatoon 1 came out, and it was a way smaller community. Everything was different. It was like the only thing I had to play on that goddamn console. And I think it had a lot more personality than Splatoon 2 did. All three games have a lot of personality. Obviously, they're pretty
But it's
flamboyant.
different levels.
But Splatoon 1
It's
was crafted.
It's different when it's the first.
Yeah, it feels like Splatoon 1 was crafted, and Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3 were manufactured.
Mhm.
Like, all the same stuff's there, and if Splatoon 3 is your first game and you're 15, then you'll probably turn out like me, but saying Splatoon 3
What's the
instead.
difference between it's the difference between like a factory produced, article versus a, carpentered or artisan produced article.
Yeah.
It might be, perfect and uniform coming out of the factory, but it's that like wabi sabi, the handmade nature of it that makes it beautiful in a way.
Yeah. The imperfections.
Yeah, the imperfections make the perfect.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap us up for now. I can't word. I've been worded out.
Really.
Thank you so much for watching or listening. I guess technically watching if you're on YouTube. We post every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.com/StormwindGames. Anywhere that you get your podcast, you can find us. Add us on Twitter at OnlineGamers with a K. What makes a game a masterpiece to you? What is an example masterpiece game to you? What do you think about Phil Spencer? Did you watch the Xbox Direct? Let us know. And we'll be
And
back as
why?
always. Yeah, and why. And we'll be back as always next week for more gaming news, talk, and discussion. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good week. Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.